All right. Okay, so what we got going on that is we're going to be getting back into our Kenshi run, which is going, Crebs. And all that type of thing. Yeah, I know it's one thing that if like you jump into a stream and you don't hang out for a while, it doesn't count for the stream streaks. And then sometimes it just bugs out and loses it. It's really unfortunate because I do find that like people really want to keep their streak going, so they'll make sure to tune in and all that, which obviously I have a vested interest in people returning to keep their stream streaks. It helps my numbers, but also at the same time, it becomes a demotivating thing that when you lose your stream streak, they're like, "Yeah, I had 100 or whatever it was." That then you're just like, "Well, I don't even want to bother." I get it. For me, I don't have the time to keep up with stuff anyway, so it's not been that big. All right, so where we left off, just to catch people up, is we started moving on the skeleton bandits in the crags, and they're causing us some grief. You'll notice we're now split up into 3 groups. The crabs aren't gone. The crabs are now running attrition for the home team to protect the people from attacking. And then we have added a couple new people onto our home team as well. Now, the problem is I'm not actually producing food quite yet here at the home base. I'm growing the stuff, but we don't actually have anyone cooking it yet. The crabs still have some food on them, but they are going to run out soon. There's a very real chance I'm going to have to add Sad Neil, make a run over to town, grab a bunch of fish, come back to give it to the crabs. But we are working on that. But in the meantime, like you can see, we got all these farms going. They're producing a whole range of stuff because we have the Universal Wasteland mods. In hindsight, I kind of regret getting the Universal Wasteland mod, even though it did give me the Crab Raider start. Just because it's like, you've got like 20 different crops. I'm like, but why? Why do I need that many different crops? Many who just kind of overlap. So we're dealing with that. Let's actually check the crabs inventory, see how we're doing on food. Okay, we still have one that's got a lot of food on them, and the others are all doing okay. Alright. But yeah, that's the reason why we don't have the crabs with us anymore, is I would go to town, I would stock up on their food, and it wouldn't take very long to be right back to needing more food. But yeah, so we did try to push directly... Can you just feed the crabs anything? I believe they'll eat most food. I don't know if there's any major limitations. But we did try to bully right into the main outpost there. And we were surviving, but it was very much a rotation of dirt naps. So many mod makers struggle with thinking complexity is inherently depth. Yes. Realistically, what ends up happening with our main base is they'll probably make a bunch of the different food options, and then I'll probably just knock out all like 2 or 3 of them to whatever is not necessarily like the most efficient, but what seems to either thematically fit or just something. We are starting to work towards making steel to be able to make our own armor, so we can actually make good armor and all that versus the crap we're wearing. But it does mean one thing we've lost is a lot of our combat effectiveness for our main group, because what was happening is our characters were all ending up where they were getting tons of defense from stuff attacking them, but almost no offense, because they just couldn't get past all the crabs fighting to like get their own hits in. And so a bunch of our actual characters are kind of behind where they should on their damage. And one thing we had the other day is we were expecting another major Reaver attack, and then it never happened. Like, we had the timer saying it was coming, and then when it went to go to actually arrive, it just said expired and disappeared. So I'm assuming because we have defeated the Reavers, they're just not coming back anymore. Yeah, so we're trying to build this room so we can start putting a bunch of stoves and all that in there. We've got the stuff for starting to make the heavy armor and all that. Do we already make the armor plate building too? We have the steel. I can't remember if that does it or not. Do we make the armor plate beating station? Probably it there. Okay, cool. Just making sure. Because I want to start having someone dedicated to just working on building up their stuff. Alright. So what we could probably do, because right now we're kind of just waiting. Grab one of the weaker people of the group, so you're 27, 23. Oh, you're really weak. Oh, you can't pick them up anyways because your arm's busted, right? Oh, can you? Cool. Alright, so what we're going to go ahead and do here is, since we're injured right now, it's going to take us a while to recover. Where is the nearest not hostile place I can go to start? Oh, there's nowhere nearby. We'll go back towards the crab village. Because we'll see about trying to get more recruits and all that. We're pretty beat up. But I also want to get some bedrolls for the team to have them carry with them. That way, instead of where I'm dealing with right now, where I have to like slowly inch my way home, I would be able to turn around and drop the bedrolls and all that. Because we do have on a bunch of the crabs a bunch of that stuff that I didn't grab, which is fine. I went ahead and left some medical supplies on the crabs so that as they get injured, the others could patch them up. Maybe buy the fish and go to the crab town? Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Have this group like grab the fish and then run home. What am I seeing right now? Oh, right, there we go. Because I don't remember what your inventory situation was. Yeah, because we gave them a ridiculous amount of food for themselves. So you won't have much room to carry fish. Alright. Yeah, so we are going to get sometimes we get beat up here as we are catching this group up. We also have some very, fairly new recruits. We got the Reaver slaves are building up. Draconic and Very Last Lardine are also catching up on stats. But we're working on it. We're also going to be working on getting it where we can start producing bolts. But I am looking to recruit more skeletons. I believe we have the recruit prisoners mod. So what I might try to do is capture some weak thralls. In Venge, if they're still around. We already defeated the thrall masters, so I assume they might be toning down or whatever. But, where's Venge? So I'm not sure if they'll still be there. If not, we can always go to, there's a couple places that you can get various things. Okay, so we did finish the storm house. That's good news. Because that does mean I could turn around and go, okay, let's look at food. Alright. So food, we have multi-grain bread oven. Okay, so we got a bunch of bread ovens that we'll need to do. So here's a bread oven, a multi-grain bread oven, a rye bread oven, okay, we've got a cooking stove, we've got a drying rack for thin fish, a drying rack with net. What? What's the difference of these two? Sure, I'll build one anyways. Drying rack for grand fish. Drying rack for net with grand fish. I have no idea. Okay. We have... Hey, Hannah, how's it going? We won't worry about the illicit stuff yet. We have a barley grain silo, a grain silo, a rye silo, a multi-grain silo for oats, a multi-grain silo for millet, what's the difference between a multi-grain silo? Multi-grain mix? I don't know. We'll build one of those too. Why not? Alright. So we've got all that. And then we have cooking ovens. which I'm going to need a lot of. The reason I'm going to need a lot of is because the game's really, really bad when it comes to having stuff with like multiple recipes queued up. It just doesn't work well. Unless it's like very directly, I need one of these and one of these and one of these kind of things. So by building a whole bunch of ovens, I could just have each one of those ovens have a recipe and then just put them in priority and all that, and they should work through that. That does mean there's gonna be a big delay in a lot of that being built. Alright, one of you needs to be prioritizing the iron resource. We'll have Agnew do that. So you prioritize this and this. You're under attack. Supposedly. Upgraded skeleton bandits. Are you able to get up yet? No, you're not. So have you get put down. And defend yourselves as best you can. We are going to get beaten the crap out of. We're still badly injured, but we're gaining stats. That's why we're out here. There with that. The good news is the skeleton bandits, they tend to beat you up and then leave you alone. So you don't have to worry about them like cannibalizing you or throwing you in a peeler or anything like that. They just knock you out, they have themselves a chuckle, and then they go on. So many red numbers? Yep. That said, I don't know which of the two just did it, but one of them just swept and hit the whole group in one big go. Which is what you want with, like, heavy weapons. It's one of the reasons why heavy weapons are so popular. Let's see, are there better backpacks for the raider groups? Seems the crab backpacks are so much bigger. So, you can get bigger backpacks, but the problem is they come with penalties. So if we look at the backpacks I have in this group, the backpacks that Rual has, for example, has literally no penalties whatsoever. Meanwhile, if I go to this backpack, I get a very minor combat penalty. Like, that's a totally acceptable one. Where meanwhile, if I jump over to, for example, Ionek, that backpack cuts stealth in half, cuts dodge in half, and removes, like, 10% reduced attack speed and -5 combat skills. The -5 combat skills is pretty bearable, but the rest is pretty awful. And then this is the big backpack, so one-fourth the dodge speed, 20% reduced combat speed, and then 10 reduced combat skill, which is actually significant. So it is kind of one of those things that you can have the carry weight, or you can have the combat effectiveness, but you can't have both. Usually one thing that people will do is they'll have a group, you know, a person in their group who will be effectively what you refer to as a mule, in that they just have, like, the giant backpack, and they're the loot carrier, and their job is just to stay back and stay alive. And we might do that at some point, just... Where are you going? Where... Oh! You have to go around to get up on the cliff, because these two are just on the edge of the cliff, and so they went down, they fell off the cliff. Right. I was like, where are you going? That's so far away from everyone. Yeah, so no one's badly injured. That seems to be the nice thing as well, is it doesn't seem like the skeleton bandits actually do a significant amount of damage. Like, they don't have single hits of, like, 60 or whatever, where they tend to, like, really knock you down. It tends to be a lot more, It tends to be, like, a lot more, like, lots of minor hits, which is perfect, because that means you get knocked unconscious before your injuries get too bad. And so, most of the time, we get back up without too much of an ordeal. Gotcha, Darth. Just one of those things to try to work on. But, you know, like, the apology is appreciated and all. Okay, so everyone's recovering a bit. Yeah, so the Ark is friendly now. Oh, Stobes Ridge is Tech Hunters? That's probably friendly as well. Yeah, let's go to Stobes Ridge and see. Like when I say friendly, they're not going to try to murder me. And there's a good chance they'll have backpacks and stuff. We could also check, because I think a few of our people have limbs. I remember one of our people had a crappy limb. Yeah, it was you. Delithia, we got them a limb, but it's just unfortunately at the time the place didn't have better. Yep. I don't want to be mauled by multiple different animals. Cause right behind the bone dogs is a group of land bats. The good news is this means there's a good chance we won't be eaten because they'll probably fight each other. As long as none of them stop to eat our corpses. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Take a sip.
What's
the worst that could happen?
Do you have any plans what you'll be doing during the subathon? Not specifically, no. It's far enough out, like very realistically, it could be that the new Rimworld DLC comes out in time for the subathon. Like that is actually a possibility that I hadn't considered until literally today because that's when we got our teaser. But I don't plan on like one gaming it or whatever. We'll do like the usual thing where I play a game for a while, I hop over, check out another game, you know, bounce back and forth. And people haven't been here for one of my subathons. I run it the way a lot of people have been doing it these days, where what I'll end up doing is I'll expand my hours that I stream to be a bit longer per day, but I do still make sure to give myself a full night's rest, because it's been kind of one of those things that has been demonstrated time and time again on Twitch, that having the stream that just runs 24/7 for the entire time ends up being more of a negative than a positive, and then pulling a whole bunch of like 24-hour streams and all that. The same kind of thing is like the quality of your content just gets worse and worse and worse as the time goes on. So sure, you're keeping a big audience there, but it ends up being one of those things that isn't just straight up a benefit. Okay, and everyone will get back up. How's it going, Luxray? But yeah, so it is one of those things that it's been highly discouraged. It used to be like back in the day, you weren't supposed to do that. Like there was rules against it. And then I can't remember. There was a big content creator who did like a really big subathon, and they did the 24-hour thing, and it kind of put Twitch in a place of going, okay, well, do we punish this person for it? Because the specific thing they had issue with was like sleeping. I think it may have been Ludwig, but it was like sleeping on stream kind of thing. That was like a no-no, and they kind of like, all right, well, people seem to love this event. Maybe we back off in this policy. And then they added like the I'm just sleeping category and all that. But I did that for my first one, but I found both the subathons were more successful, and it was just better for me as a person to just be like, okay, you know, for the subathon, like extending the stream from 9 hours to like 13 hours or whatever it ends up being. Where I just start early, and it's really for like my life during the subathon. It's, you know, wake up, take a shower, eat breakfast, get on stream the entire day, get off stream, go to bed, repeat the process. Which people use the incorrectly, I'm just sleeping, which is actually game for correctly. So, yep, that is a whole thing. Because I remember looking up, like, finding which one is the actual sleeping category. I remember doing that. There was a brand new game that has come out on itch called Co-working. So people have for the longest time asked for a co-working category to be added to Twitch. That would be like similar to just chatting, but when you know, like you're just kind of hanging out, listening to music, and working together, kind of thing. Like there's actually a whole like subculture of Twitch that does that. And I actually think it's great. I used to do co-working stuff with coworkers where we'd just go to the same like work, cafe, whatever place, because there was a certain benefit sometimes in being like around your coworkers and all that. And that was when we were fully remote. So it'd be like once a month we might do that just to kind of get some FaceTime or whatever. But because this game came out and it's, now there is a co-working category on Twitch that has naturally occurred, but it's not for co-working, it's for this game, which is going to 100% be co-opted for co-working, because it's literally the name of the category that people requested for the longest time. Which must feel awful as a dev. Yeah, well, I mean, what they probably should do. Oh, that's interesting. The Crab Raiders are fighting the Tech Hunters. And they appear to be... Oh, that's a Skeleton Bandit. There's Tech Hunters here as well. Yeah, I don't want to deal with, like... I know I should probably loot the bodies. And there's also apparently Black Dragon Ninjas here as well. I'm gonna take your medicine. Yeah, it's stuff like that where it's like, I know I probably should loot the bodies and all that, but it's like, just don't feel like it. I don't want to have to check every single body. I wish it was much easier to identify, like, this person has good things, this person doesn't. We're gonna let the Tech Hunters do their thing. Look, I'm not looking to steal from the Tech Hunters. The tech hunters are my friendos. They also are super dangerous. We might murder them later, but right now we're gonna be friends. Let's say they added that. They had one for that. It's something like working, studying, or whatever. Yeah, that's right. But people are gonna accidentally put like co-working again and again and again. That's where there's been like one or two categories over the years where they had like a category that was just existing. I'm making something up in this example. It's not a real example. But for example, let's say we have the just chatting category and someone comes out with a game called Just Chatting that's like, let's pretend it's some type of like horror game or whatever. And then people begin to like accidentally mixing them up. And what usually ends up in that case, they'll have like Just Chatting parentheses game parentheses, or like Just Chatting, and it'll have like the logo for the game. But that's happened a number of times where there has been categories out there that share names and all that. There's been a lot of indie games I go to play that have not the most creative names in the world. And then you go and you pull it up, it'll be like 3 different cover arts. You're like, man, I don't know which cover art is the actual one. I think Oxygen was one I ran into that. The vile meat bags must be cleansed. Look, you don't need to body shame me. It's not my fault. I am made of weak flesh. All right. Yeah, so every time we're getting these fights, we're getting a little bit of attack skill, a little bit of defense, a little bit of strength, dexterity, toughness, and dodge. Dodge is going to be the one that we're really lacking on because of the fact we're wearing the plate armor. Yeah, so encumbrance, leg injury, and equipment penalties put you in the negative. I'll probably have to look at the people we have that are, You thought you're a ranged fighter? You've run out of bolts, and I haven't found a place to get replacements yet. What are those enemies? These are the Skeleton Bandits. So, lore-wise, there's 2 pretty interesting factions. There's the Skeleton Bandits and the Skin Bandits. The Skin Bandits are skeletons who want to be human, and the Skeleton Bandits are humans who want to be skeletons. And so they effectively cosplay as the other. The Skin Bandits are a real bad time. They're like the cannibals, and going down nearby them is a death sentence. Whereas the Skeleton Bandits are actually pretty chill. They don't rob you. They beat the crap out of you. They tend not to do really large amounts of damage. They're strong enemies that they're tougher to beat. because they're in like their 30s or so or 40s or so stats wise. So they're decently tough enemies, but it's not fewer strong hits. It's more weaker hits, which when you're trying to not die in Kenshi, that is what you want. Is you want lots of weak hits to hit your characters, because lots of weak hits mean you get knocked unconscious before it becomes potentially fatal, or is less likely to become potentially fatal. The skin bandits have very interesting furniture, very interactive. Yeah. I don't like that the skeleton bandits are literally camping me outside of Tech Hunter territory. Because we're right outside the Tech Hunter town, or what's supposed to be aligned with Tech Hunters. And, unfortunately, I'm being camped by the skeleton bandits. I don't want the person who's doing medical on me to go, you know, sit back, embrace the pain. I don't want my doctor to tell me that. Most of the dialogue when you're doing medical in Kenshi is awful. Where the person's like patching goes like, "Oh god, the blood, it keeps coming. It won't stop." You're like, "Please don't tell me that. Please just, as you become more and more pale seeing the grievousness of my injuries, just go, you're gonna be okay. You're gonna make it through. Hang with me." You know, that bedside manner, it does matter. Ooh, your Draconic Dork might be signing up for the robot limbs part at the rate they're going. That leg's not looking so good. Alright. So we need to wait a little bit longer for you to not be unconscious. That's fine. Well, it's very genuinely important to have a good bedside manner. It's like, not, you know, you have the people's like, oh, tough love and all that. Like, you know, most of the time, honestly, tough love's a very terrible approach to everything. But, aside of that, very genuinely, if you have someone who's like panicking, that means their heart rate's going to be higher, which means if they are potentially at danger of bleeding out, you want that heart rate as slow as possible, because, you know, the more you're pushing blood out of something that is not a closed system anymore, the more blood is not remaining in that person, so you really want to get them calm. And even if it's not that serious, you can have a person who they're already not in a great state of mind, and you're trying to do like surgery or whatever. Like, not surgery. You would hopefully not do that out in the field unless things are really awful. But like, you know, you have that stuff. You're more prone for that person to like flinch, twist away, whatever, and do something that what shouldn't hurt them ends up being way worse. You sound like your first aid trainer. I used to be first aid certified. Way back. I'm in your town. Oh, this is not boding well for this town. So we do have 2 enclosed buildings. We do not have any repair kits. How PC heavy is this game? So if you run the normal settings, it's not bad. This game does let you make changes to the point that it won't matter what computer you have. You can absolutely bring it to pain. Like, for example, if I were to go here and go to options, I can sit there and go to gameplay and say, you know what? I want the biggest amount of people you could throw at me. And it will literally throw hundreds of people at you in one big attack. You can make it very unhappy. I would definitely recommend an SSD. I wouldn't say it's required, but if you're running a bunch of mods especially, you can start to get some pretty rough load times as as things escalate. That said, GPU-wise, it doesn't need hardly anything. It really doesn't. It's a game that's CPU locked. Basically, your processor is gonna be your big thing. But yeah, I would say getting it on SSD is going to be much better experience. Not strictly required, but much better experience. But that said, like default settings and all that, not that big a deal. And honestly, oh hey, free bolts. I'll take those. Give me those. Alright, so this town was kind of a bust. Alright, I'll take just a random map. I'm okay with that. A lot of these towns I feel exist just so if you wanted to have a run where everyone hates you, you do have a choice of a place you can go to like start your run. So that's Southern Hive now. Let's start making our way over to that camp towards more Tech Hunter territory. And then also just see these Reaver towns, like who each Reaver town ultimately did get moved over to. Where is all those building supplies going now? Ah. Okay, there's lots of things that need building. Let's actually shift that over to just keep them producing there. Yeah, so Sad Neil will focus on... Yeah, so you were set up to do the Thin Fish and almost never happened. Yeah, so Sad Neil focuses on stone and then does iron as a backup. Agnew does the iron as their focus and then falls back onto the stone. Eunuch farms and then just fills in wherever Eunuch could fill in. Which is fine. What's going to end up happening is once we start getting the ovens online, we'll worry about that. So who was the one who had all the fish on them? Oh, geez, that food is almost gone. All right, so here's the plan. Let's sort all your inventories. We got to do a fish run because the crabs are about out of food. All right, so Sad Neil, you're on escort duty because the crabs aren't allowed to do their own business. Oh, also, before I forget, let's have you drop off this so you have all the inventory space possible. You can drop you off. Drop that off. Oh, Sad Neil's using a katana? Oh, that works out perfectly. Hey, Crebs. I don't remember which one of you, but one of you had a, one of you just had a spare katana just laying around. Who was it? Conrad. Okay. So we'll have Sad Neil. Sad Neil. Take that for an upgrade. Alright, so this group, what they're going to go ahead and do is going to go right across to Pincher. I know where Sad Neil's going, but that's okay. As long as Sad Neil's on their way there. Oh, they're probably going across the shore and you're probably going straight up the way. Because just the different movement patterns. As long as they're on the way. Okay, so we're going to have them start going for the fish. Moving on to the next thing. Kenshi pathing at its finest. Always. Alright. So they can go ahead and fight there. Because, yeah, none of the crabs are at the point of, like, malnutrition, but they are very low on food. I figured this was coming, but I was hoping to get ahead of it. And the reason I sent Sadneel versus any of the others is Sadneel's one of the ones that, like, of the things I need done right now, isn't the highest priority. And a big part of the reason why we're also failing is just our strength is very low, and we put on our plate armor early. So that does mean we're going to gain a lot of toughness from just getting beaten the crap out of little by little. But as we get that strength up, we'll be able to, you know, move around a lot better in the armor and all that, and eventually it won't be a problem anymore. Because you only need to do it once? Yeah, that's my thought as well, is we're close enough to being able to... Sorry, we're close enough to being able to make our own food back at home. There's a good chance that once we get this sorted, we'll just be good. I'll probably also have to make it a goal that every once in a while Sadneel just makes a run, checks in town for more recruits to add to the home team. We're kind of trying to focus on getting skeletons at the home team so they don't eat the food, since that's what the crabs are doing. So hopefully I don't have even more of pain of just trying to maintain the food situation than I already do. And you'll be back up in a second, and we can get back on our way. No, don't bar sneaking. Everyone's limping at this point. Oh, I was like, why are you yelling at me? It's like, oh, right. Because they want to literally attack the group that's the skeleton zealots. They're not calling my skeleton character a skeleton zealot. They are saying they want to mess up some skeleton zealots. What are you doing right now? I think they're having pathing problems and just doing laps because they still haven't really gotten out of here. Yeah, so you'll be moving slow because some people's legs are getting pretty badly injured. That is nothing new at all. Okay, so we're just waiting for Sadneel to get there. The crabs can't trade or buy or do anything themselves. They have to have someone work on their behalf. All right. Hey, Flair, how's it going? All of our characters are so injured that every hit is like dropping people. It's fantastic. But we've got a lot of people getting a lot of skills out of this. Would you look at that? We're slowly taking your my through Kenshi VODs. Love the Crab Raider start. Thank you. It's been fun. All right, let's go ahead. Sad Neil's almost here. And the good news, we're arriving in daytime, so we don't have to have everyone wait for me to be able to buy food. Hey, Belinar, thank you so much for the raid. I do hope you had yourself a good stream. Let me go ahead and have Sad Neil run in here and start buying the fish. Because the crabs hunger. And they have a hunger that only fish will satiate. Alright, so... Of course, I can't... There we go. Can't quite see that. But I do hope you had yourself a good raid. I didn't catch what you were playing today. But I do hope you had a good time doing it. There we go. There's some fish. Have some fish. Fish for you. Alright, so we got all that they had there. Let's go to the next store and buy them out of all their fish. But welcome in, Raiders. I do hope you enjoyed the stream over there. And what was the best part of the stream? Thank you for that raid. Just giving Bellamo to say something in chat, that way we know they're here before we do our shout out and all that. I didn't mean to ask. I'm not buying more crabs. We have enough crabs. What I need is food. All of the food you can give me. That is the precise amount of food I need. Crabs, we'll go to you. All the crabs. Yep. But yeah, no, if we get a shout out for Belnar. Another member of the Halcyon Frequency team. Absolutely fantastic content creator and someone I highly, highly recommend. Hey, and FaceFX, good seeing you as well. So we got all of their food. Let's not stop there. We're going to go ahead and just do the tour. All right, throwing a crab they can't really get it. We're going to go ahead and do the tour throughout this area and buy all it. Was playing Infinite Craft. Yeah, no, I saw 2D Kiri playing that. It looked like a lot of fun. Where you kind of like just try and you type in a word or you take like a thing and be like stars and you'll combine it with like wish. It'll be like wish star, and then you'll combine stars. They'll be like it's a wish upon a wish star, and you can get like all sorts of like really elaborate things that like under the hood it's using AI to like go, okay, what is this? But like it can be really fun to like set yourself a goal of saying I want to craft this word and trying to figure out the elaborate way to get there. But yeah, so definitely check out Belnar. Plays a variety of games, lots of indie games. Definitely one I recommend checking out and all that good stuff. Done like Palworld and Shrouded. Has played a whole bunch of games that I don't know that look good. Lots of good stuff over there. Terraria, a whole bunch of good stuff. You had a goal to make Finnish Twitch streamer. Did we achieve the goal? That sounds like that'd actually be a pretty one to get like that focused. Easily? Oh. Well, that's good. I was figuring it'd be hard, like, getting it to say Twitch streamer would probably be easier, but getting it to say demographic Twitch streamer, I figured it'd be difficult. It may have taken like 4 hours. Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I was figuring. I figured getting like Twitch streamer by itself would have probably been not the hardest thing to make happen. And I could be underestimating because I haven't played before. But we made a million other things along the way. Yeah, there's been a huge draw for that game. It's one of those ones I figured I could break out as a thing. When I do my partnerversary next month, that might be one we break out. Because it does feel like one of those ones that can be perfect for when you're going like low energy, it's been a whole day and you're like, you know what, I just want to take a bunch of words and mash them together to try and make things. You start with fire, water, earth, and wind. So that means we have to find heart to make Captain Planet. It's just the way this works. All right. But yeah, so for those hopping in, we are doing a Crab Raider run, where basically there's one of the factions called the Crab Raiders. They have giant pet crabs. And all that. Captain plus Planet didn't work. But I know Captain Planet's possible. Oh, right, because it's 2 words. You can't, like, combine a whole stack of words at the same time. It's gonna be like, well, clearly the answer is earth, fire, wind, water, heart. But right, it's 2, so it doesn't work. So put steel as a higher priority here. I'll leave it at that for right now. You need to just keep building in the meantime. We'll get there. Where is... Oh, Ionek is also helping with the ore. Alright. Yeah, so what we've got going on right now is I have been trying to build up and go after all of the enemies of the Crab Raiders. Because when you start with the Crab Raiders, pretty much everyone in the southeast corner of the map and this northeast corner of the map hates you and everything you stand for. So you just kind of deal with violence everywhere you go. Where are you? Why are you nowhere nearby your friends? So we are trying to deal with that. And we've actually been very successful so far. We have wiped out one of the tougher nearby neighbors, the Reavers, and we also dealt with the Thrall Masters who control a lot of the mechs in the area, like the skeleton people. The issue I've run into though is the giant crabs we've been maintaining as our main fighting force. They have lots of drawbacks that do get frustrating after a while. Primarily stuff like their pathing is atrocious even by Kenshi standards. And then adding on to that, we also run into problems where they're eating us out of house and home. So I've started having them operate as my home team defense. And since then, it means my my actual fighting force has had to like pick up the slack because they were gaining lots of defensive points and like no attack points because the crabs would just get in the way and not let them really participate in the fight. So we're playing catch up now. But in the meantime, we've got this group going on here. I've got my group called Fish, who their goal is to get food for the crabs. And at the moment, the crabs are out and about because I need to go buy food for them because they're eating us out of house and home. And then the plan will be when I go to do like a major siege, like if we go to like hit the Holy Nation territory or something like that, I will bring the crabs into the fight. But they do have the hunger settings on default. You turn it down a bit when the animal heavy runs, but that is a bit cheesy. Yeah, I know it's on the default. To give people an example, for our human characters, the crabs eat twice as much as they do. So it gets to be pretty obnoxious when you start getting a decent force. Mostly because I have to go and buy it all, which means I go to town after town after town and buy up every last bit of food they have. And so it's like I'll do a major rage tactical location, and I'll do like the circuit of all the towns to buy all the food. And then, you know, after that, I'll go and like hit the next spot, and then I'll start the circuit of buying all the food again. Which is the reason I've been putting a big focus on getting my base up to just produce food now. And we also have to produce crab armor, because we're leaning into the crab raider thing entirely. So where my characters aren't really in a good stats for wearing good plate mail armor, we have them wearing plate mail armor anyways. So if it seems like my fighting force is pretty ineffectual right now, one, I'm in a tough part of the map, but also two, they're a bit under stats for their equipment, and they're not wearing the best versions of their equipment. We actually kind of downgraded our equipment for the theme of the run. But the good news also is that armor protects them enough that we don't usually have to worry about anyone being at risk of dying. They just get knocked unconscious and left behind. Because they're going through skeleton bandit territory, and they don't tend to try to eat people or anything like that. But it's actually literally what we're doing right now is I'm just, running around Crab Raider territory buying up all of the fish for the crabs. Because one of the big problems with crabs, and any animal in that matter in Kenshi, is they don't believe in any kind of defense at all. They don't block, they don't dodge, they don't do anything. They just kind of smash their head directly into the enemy and just see who can out-damage the other one before someone falls. Which can be effective against certain enemies, but also is terrible for a lot of other reasons. Like, you spend a ton of time bandaging up all their injuries after every single fight because, they just smash their head into the wall against people. Okay. Yeah, so at the moment I've got people at 3 different places. It'll drop back down to 2 after we hit this town, because we're gonna buy up all of their fish, and then this team is gonna go back to our back to our little settlement to do stuff. So they won't have fish. They will. And they will. Alright. But we are running the Universal Wastelanders mod. Alright, so let's go here and find the first of the crabs that doesn't have fish in their bag. Spend a bunch of money there, grab the next one. Oh, yeah, we can get rid of this. They don't give me nearly enough money for it, but I just don't need it in my inventory. We'll keep all the repair kits and all that kind of stuff on us, but the rest can go. Alright, so we bought out all of their fish. Then go over here. Now have Sad Neil do this. You about to conduct a hygiene? It is good to make sure your hygiene is kept up. Alright, and same deal as the other place. Let's go over here. Grab all the fish for you. And they'll eat fish from each other's bags and all that. Okay, so we do have a decent amount of food set aside. So from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the crabs back to our outpost. And what Sad Nail's going to do is they're going to go to the last of the cities. Because that city I stopped sending the crabs to because they're too big to get through the gate and it's super obnoxious. Alright, so you're all back up, so stop sneaking. And keep moving towards that camp so I can see whose place it is. But yeah, so our away team is just basically going through a series of getting beaten the crap out of again and again. It's fine. That is literally how you get stronger in Kenshi. I've had so many times people are like, man, I don't know how do I win Kenshi? Like, every time I walk around, everyone just, you know, knocks me unconscious and steals my food. And you're like, congratulations, you're actually playing the game correctly for getting stronger. Literally the way you get stronger in the game is you let things beat the crap out of you until you get so tough from being beaten the crap out of that you start beating the crap out of them. And then you repeat that. That's literally just how it works. There's no, I mean, there's things you can do to shortcut it. There's absolutely ways you can cheese it. But, it very really is, oh, it's, you know, someone who is starving and they're clearly emaciated and barely conscious. They're so malnourished. You pick a fight with them, they knock you unconscious and steal your food because your starting character is so incredibly weak. That's just Kenshi. Alright. But after you fight them a bunch of times, you start reaching the point where you start beating them up instead. Yeah, I think that's where the city is, if I remember correctly. I do look forward to having my different groups in the same place. Like, where I have, like, only 2 places I'm keeping track of. Because then the home base I could just kind of leave alone outside the occasional check back to, like, change some responsibilities and whatever. But while I've got people out and about traveling, you know, I got to keep an eye on them that they don't get in fights with stuff like beak things or whatever that'll eat them if they go down. Because technically I'm actually in 4 different places right now. Because I have Sadnil here, I have Enoch and Agnew back at base. I've got the crabs on their way back to base. And then the raiders are out, you know, heading towards some tech hunter territory. You know, try and get some useful stuff from there as we're slowly building up to fight things. Yeah, so this is the reason I didn't send the crabs through here, is the crabs can't fit through that gate anymore, so they won't path into the city at all. So that ends up being this huge hassle to deal with. Is there anyone here I can recruit worthwhile? Not really. Alright, that's worthwhile. That's the only reason I had him go there. Alright. So bringing back a giant bag full of fish as well. So there's the city we're looking at going to. But I'm not close enough to see who controls it, which is why I'm going there. This whole area here used to be Reaver territory. Like, even see this one says Reaver Camp, but if I mouse over it, it's now been taken over by the Southern Hive, who doesn't like me. But then, like, the Ark, which was their capital, got taken over by the Crab Raiders. I haven't gone up to here to see who controls that anymore. That's also Southern Hive over there. That's a destroyed city from the Tech Hunters. No idea who controls that, but we're trying to work our way over to potentially reaching Spring or Flats Lagoon for some stuff, and then, you know, trying to knock stuff out. I want to go out to the Skeleton Bands, which I think that's their main city, the outpost there, but not super sure on that one. I don't know why you're not willing to move at all. They may or may not figure it out. Alright, that's fine. Yeah, and you should start getting a bit better. That's part of the reason I want to get to all these towns is I would like to buy some bedspreads so everyone carries a sleeping bag with them, so that when we get all beat up, we can drop a bunch of sleeping bags and heal up without having to, like, march back to a city and wait out the healing and all that. So who's watching the gate over here? Who? Southern Hive. Alright, now we know. It does seem like the Southern Hive is going to be one of my not-so-distant targets. We can go for Spring. We can go back to Skeleton Bandit territory and fight a little bit more on the way out and around. Okay, so you're back in position here. That's good. Alright, and Sad Neil's on their way as well. Okay. Yeah, I think Sad Neil will become the cook in the short term. We'll have Sad Neil prioritize that kind of stuff. Enoch will prioritize the farming, and then we'll have that's the outpost? Yeah. And then we'll have Agnew prioritize all the other stuff. Oh good, we've got our first of the stoves built. Alright. You back home yet? You're about to be, and if we look at the crabs, Captain Brody's the last on the list. Let's trade all the fish to Captain Brody. Because the skeletons don't have to eat, which is why I'm having them manage all this. Alright. So, if we go to our queue of food, we need to find recipes so we can make chew sticks. So repeat forever. We can make... We don't have green fruit, we don't have that. Baked brown veggies. We can make mashed brown veggies. How much a difference does it make? Yeah, that'll be more efficient from the brown veggie standpoint. Steel cut oatmeal. Well, I can just go on this entire list and do it this way. Steel cut oatmeal. We don't have the carrots. I don't have a source of meat is the issue we got going on here. We've already got stuff to take care of that. Dried agave. And we can go down here. Chew sticks agave. We already have stuff to use with that. So we have porridge. We can make that. We can make corn on the cob. And we can make barley porridge. So what I'm realizing is we're going to have a real obnoxious number of all these things. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to add another one here because we can. One of the ones that was like duplicate chew sticks agave. Alright. So I've got all of those set up. So right now, Sad Neil, 1, 2, 3. And let's move all the iron and stone below that. So that you can begin cooking, and we have a fight here, so let's go see what we got going on with the fight. Alright. Just our person with the crossbow who just friendly fires all day long. We'll get there. Like, that's the catch. You just have to keep doing stuff until you're good at it. But there's that interim phase where you're really bad at it and just friendly firing your people like no one's business. All right. And I do think I want to have, well, actually, my forward team, I probably will ultimately just let them have just the crab weapons, which is not going to be ideal at all, but that's fine. The home team, I might actually give them all the Matau weapons we find. And have you loot the bodies. Or loot the body singular. Yeah, we don't care about that. Alright, so we beat up that one. I figured that was going to fight us, but that's okay. Probably get absolutely wrecked by him. That's fine. We are training. Because we are gaining lots of strength from doing this, by the way. Just running around with those plate armor, we're just consistently gaining strength. Poor Draconic is our newest recruit and is just playing catch up, so his attacks take like what feels like a full week to like wind up and everything like that. All right. That said, Draconic's actually standing in this fight and getting hits in this time. Alright, come on. Oh, well that's gonna be the end of that fight. Skeleton bandits rolled in the middle of the battle. Surprisingly, Rual is still managing to stay in it, but that's okay. So now they fight. Let's go back to our home base. Add that stove onto the queue. I don't approve of their kill-stealing ways. All right. And everyone will get back up in a minute. That's fine. Ancient Citadel. It doesn't really tell me who's in here. I can't get closer to check. I'm assuming it's the Skeleton Bandits. It's just been a while, so I don't remember my way around the map. Like, I'm pretty sure that is the, not only just Skeleton Bandit territory, I'm pretty sure that is their headquarters, like their main building. Immediately friendly fired with her crossbow. Excellent, well done. Which you do actually have a stat called Precision. Where are you going? What are you doing? Yeah, I do have a stat called Precision that is how likely you are to friendly fire Hopefully that'll make you dead. Cool. And you'll be up in a minute. Alright. So crabs are all staying fed for the month. It's also interesting that we've suddenly had like a reduction in the United Cities attack. We were getting attacked constantly, and now that's just not happening anymore. I'm surprised. Ah, I understand. I didn't realize they had a box that's getting full of the raw produce over here. Speaking of which, any of these need upgraded? The dust berries can be upgraded. We can get that. Because they still have some of these fields that aren't being maintained quite yet. Do you have more? Not enough. I'll deal with that when we get there. Alright. So Agnew is working really hard at getting those plates done, which are going to the stoves and all that. We are gradually working getting all of that built. It's just taking time. We basically just need more people working the home base. I just want to get more people because, like, as far as non-crabs, we just don't have enough people to be in this many places. But that's kind of what we're doing, is I'm fighting a bit, then we'll push to like a town, see if there's anyone worth recruiting, fight for a bit, push to a town. We've also freed slaves as one of the ways we get people, so that's been really good for us. I'd also like to verify this is in fact the skeleton bandits territory. Someone moving over here. Yeah, so it's skeleton bandits. And unfortunately, I don't think we can just muscle our way through there right now. So what we're going to do is, let's just start the move to the lagoon. See who we can try to recruit over there, maybe bring stuff up. Maybe the Southern Hive is a problem for the UC. It could be. It very well could be that now that the Southern Tribe's there, the UC is busy with them. They do have all sorts of stuff that goes into the world state kind of thing. That will determine stuff. Oh, so you're now aimless because there's nothing. Wait, you should be able to do stuff. Alright, Sad Neil, we're going to take you off engineering. Because it seems to be confusing your AI, because you're like, oh, drop everything so I can engineer. Oh, wait, never mind, don't drop everything. I need to be able to work this. Alright, so we got another stove online. Oh, random drifter, okay. Yeah, so I want to recruit more people and get more, you know, crab raider style people in our main force. I'm going to need to be able to get them positive dodge. They don't need to be good dodge, just positive dodge with the plate armor, because as long as they have positive, it means they can dodge. Whether or not they will dodge is a different story. But they are physically capable of dodging. Alright, so they're just going after the drifter, let them beat that person up, and then we'll patch ourselves up. Drifter should go down in a second, and they'll leave. Alright, so we got one who's still bandaging people. We got another oven done, so that'll be good. Alright. So sneak, medic. It'll just try and work our way out. Just takes time. Someone had a lot of blood underneath them. Ah, Rual lost their leg. Would you stop patrolling through here so I can make any kind of progress, please? I'm actually quite literally trying to leave your territory. Yeah, so you're only at crossbows 10 because you're taking major penalties to all that. We're going to end up having to have Reaver not wear the helmet. Because that's a little big thing, is the helmet... Actually, the helmet doesn't do anything negative. Yeah, so crossbows... Yeah, so it's the plate armor massively penalizes crossbows. If we get better quality, it'll get better. In fact, you know what? Don't worry about ranged. Right now, you two just do melee. I said don't worry about ranged. I literally took it off your priorities. Just get in there and get him. Alright, so with this, Rual is not getting up anytime soon because he lost a leg. So we're going to go ahead and have you get picked up. We'll have Draconic do this if they can. Because they need the strength more than anyone else right now. But that's okay. We can rebuild. We can make him stronger. Oh, and don't bother sneaking. There's no point. We're wearing plate mail. We're not sneaking anywhere. Okay. That's another stove for Sentinel to work on. All of this meaning more and more fruit. Or more and more food, not necessarily fruit specifically. Okay. Draconic's attack is -7. Yeah, that happens. Probably because of injuries primarily. Well, it's the equipment bonuses. So it's hit chance -7%. It will sort itself out over time, weirdly enough. Because even though they're not supposed to be able to hit with, like, -7%, it never truly does hit 0. But, it'll sort itself out. One of the things that'll help is making our own armor, because the way Kenshi armor works is if we were to compare, for example... Let's see, you've got a standard class, and you've got... I need someone with a shoddy class. Okay, come on. Does literally everyone... Okay, we'll just look at... So, shoddy pants. Where's one with better? So, you have standard pants. So, like, for example, we have dodge of 0.7, athletics 0.85, combat speed 0.9. If we go to the worst quality one, Wait, what? Yeah, if we look at the worst quality one, we actually have a slightly higher penalty. We have a 0, like the stealth is a good one to point out. It's literally a 0 chance of stealth, whereas this one's a 0.1% chance, it's 0.01%. You have dodge of 0.7. The worst one is also 0.7 in this particular case. That's 0.85 athletics. This is 0.82 athletics. So as you get higher quality, the penalties get less. They don't go away entirely, but they get less. So we can actually reach a point with some like really high quality armor that the penalties are far more endurable. Which is the reason I want to have home base be able to produce that. Which is what all this over here is going to be, is setting up that stuff. It's not quite there yet. And that would be Tomb getting home. So bear with me, chat. Usually around this time, 9 o'clock p.m. EST, or Eastern time, whatever we are with daylight savings, I always forget. I usually take a quick, like, 5-minute break to welcome my wife home, make dinner happen, all that kind of good stuff. So that's going to be happening here in a moment. Thank you again for tuning in, and I will be back in just a couple minutes. But thank you again for tuning in, and I'll be right back. Times. Okay, so the graves. Check the rightmost grave. In the 4th row from the top. The rightmost grave in the 4th row from the top. Okay, so spark arrest. And we want the doctors in here. So we're gonna go ahead and have someone deal with that. Should I be dealing with this? Probably not. We're gonna go ahead and rebury this person into an actual casket. Alright, so you have spark arrest. I'm gonna say sign, spark arrest. There we go. We're gonna make sure we honor our people. It's true, thank you. He just, yeah. Wait, what?
Well, that is the end of that character. We killed 86 zombies, survived 4 days, 10 hours in the game mode Apocalypse. And now our character will wander the server, or not server, this world as a zombie.
Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna declare a variable. And we're gonna declare that variable of a type integer. And we're going to set its value to input 1. Don't forget your semicolon. Now, if only you kids could pick up litter this efficiently, we'd have the cleanest town in this side of Gem Sea. Vote for Mayor Lewis, my jokes are terrible. And now, the winner of this year's egg hunt is... Give me my hat. Do it. Jas and Vincent. Wait, hang on. Hold up. Well, that's not gonna help us. Yep. It's probably fine. That'll almost certainly not have any repercussions for us, having the entire group of guests who are going to stay, die from heat stroke. My colonists are doing fine, so I don't know what their problem is. Maybe they should just have made themselves out of tougher stuff. Oh, wait. Hang on. No, stop it. Alright, let's be real careful with this. I'm not on my wheels. Nope, 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 nope. I didn't see there was a cross guard there, and I was able to drive, like, right over it. That's okay. We've done this before. Hey, Car, you wanna do me a solid, buddy? No, don't go anywhere. I need you. I don't actually need you, but I'm gonna. I can't see what I'm doing because of the light. That's like I see them stuck in the post, and I could probably move this around to get free from it, but I can't really make out what's happening here. And 3, 2, 1, it'll be fine. Hey, you're finally awake. Yep, they got me by the border. Well, I can't actually get out of the hole. I'm having to unstuck myself. Oh, that's honestly pretty underwhelming if I'm gonna be honest here. Alright. Hey, train, could you not? Hey, train, please. Train. No. This is not my stop, train. I don't want to go this way. Let me free. Alright, so we're going to... Oh, God. Alright. Now that we have cursed train things done, let's get back to it. So thank you for that. Just, you know, welcoming the wife home and everything and all that. Alright. So, yeah, we've got construction going on. Alright, so that's the last stove done. So Sad Neil can now cook all of the things. So hopefully that'll solve some of the hunger issues with the Crebs. So if they stand closer to here, I believe because those are technically like food barrels that have food in them, as food barrels tend to have, we should be fine with that. I'm probably gonna need more food barrels. Let's go ahead and storage. We're looking for just maybe refined. I mean, I will actually need flour storage. Let's put that here. I got food barrel. Yeah, food. That's the recipes. So food storage. Can those go above the stoves? They can. Oh, but the crabs won't be able to go in the door, will they? That's fine, we'll just make it outside. Can I put the shelves... Yeah, so you put the shelves out here for food storage. Put some space in between them a bit. Alright. So we have... Wait, oh, you need a light in there. You're taking a penalty on how fast you can do things. Let's put it right in the middle of the room. Alright. So that'll handle that for a while. We're gonna get back to our away team. Thank you for the welcome back. Yes, our away team is working on trying to get Rual a new leg, because Rual has misplaced their leg. They had it on when they started the journey, and now it's just they just lost it somewhere. Okay. We're also looking for new recruits. So one of the things we'll probably do is while we're in Tech Hunter territory, if we can find a location that has... Oh, that's Southern Hive. Oh, so Southern Hive's over here. Southern Hive, if I remember correctly, are actually pretty tough. They actually wear pretty alright armor, and then they're pretty tough within their own. So those are going to give me some trouble. I want to say they also tend to have a habit of using pole arms, which isn't that big a deal for my character type, versus like if we had the Crebs, it'd be a terrible time because they would be weak to the pole arms. Let's see what it says. Yeah, so they got the pole arms. They're 50-30s, and then they have like decent armor. So yeah, those will actually be relatively dangerous enemies. The downside is those pole arms do cutting damage, which has a much higher risk of being bleeding wounds, which can be more likely to be fatal. Do we ever go to that ruin? Yeah, that's the one where the gorilla was, right? No, that was the one where the gorilla was. I don't think we actually... No, yeah, we never went into that ruin. Oh, didn't we, like, go up to the door and there was, like, some really dangerous enemies in front and I had already, like, been overburdened at the time? I was like, yeah, we'll deal with this later. It's like, I want the stuff in there, but now's not a good time. Oh, no, is that goats? Oh, no. The final boss of Kenshi, the goats. Goats are a meme in Kenshi because a lot of new players make the mistake. It's like, it's a goat. I'll pick a fight with a goat. That seems like the weakest thing in the game, and then get absolutely murdered by a pack of goats. That very genuinely, goats actually end up being fairly dangerous if you pick a fight with them. That's, if you ever do the Impossible Challenge Insane Edition, it's actually the things like the fact that the goat and the Garu and all that are even hostile to you. So, like, even the herbivores, when they see you, will, like, hunt you down and kill you. It's really bizarre playing through that. Alright. And we haven't had a chance to heal up, so this thing's just gonna kick the crap out of us. Surprisingly, we're doing a lot of number to that one leg. Reaver over here is just saying, that leg, I'm gonna work it. Just that one leg has got to go. Alright, when we do manage to find a plastic surgeon, though, we will rename the two Reavers. So they don't have just, like, generic, not named names. Yeah, so there's a perfect example. Draconic has negative on their attack skill, but, you know, still technically can land hits to build up their attack skill. So, 0 is not 0 when it comes to your ability to hit things. Please don't take my other leg. Getting two nice legs. Well, I mean, actually, if we lost both legs and just retreat back home, we actually have a Masterwork KLR leg just in storage that we got from I don't remember where. But we hadn't had anyone who lost that one. I like that Rual is actually doing damage on the ground, just laying there, like, one leg and just, like, poking him in, like, the back with a sword. Can't dodge. Needs a leg to be able to dodge. Cool. We're getting to the point of being able to start the heavy armor production soon. Yeah, some people get up pretty soon. No one's in particular danger right now. Alright, well, they deal with that. Let's head back home. Yeah, so you're working your way through all those stoves, cooking lots of goodies. Alright, so you're gonna need fabric and all that to go, but the question is, alright, so we don't have listed here the crab armor, which is the one I'm curious, because we did research the recipes for it. So it does make me wonder what we're missing with that. So if we were to look at this, so Smith... Advanced clothing type. I'm curious if there's like another prereq we need. You can also check here if there was crafting wise. You got the plate being sent, we got the heavy armor. I don't even know what the difference of those are. We'll go ahead and build a second one, because why not? Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking, is like, maybe it's on the other bench. We'll just keep having them build stuff. Soon they'll make the auto looms. Do we have a second auto loom? It's only those two. Fabric loom. Let's put that in the list as well. Alright, that's fine. Raider team is all up except for Rual, who is really in rough shape. And meanwhile, just like before, you're going to do your strength training by picking up Rual and carrying them out. Okay, and keep heading over there. Because even though we do have between us and the other location the anti-slave area where we dropped off the Reaver leader, the downside is they don't believe they have the prosthetic limbs available. Just gotta keep working through there. Or are we out of repair kits? Oh, no, we're not. Oh, no, we just aren't out. So why did they not patch up your limb? There we go. I was like, why are we not repairing this person? Pretty soon we'll have to go to a skeleton bed. The good news is, because he defeated the enemies in Venge, there's a free one there. We could just pop in, and actually free 2 of them in there. We can pop in and heal up. And if we are going to attempt to convince skeletons to join our side, I believe we can grab the people there. That's actually another thing I need to do back at base. I will queue up for a couple of cells. We need to shove those over here in the corner. They don't need to be anywhere important. And go boom, boom. That's fine. That way I have them to put the thralls in when we get to that stage to do that. Alright. It's a new one, not even the same one. Getting some toughness. Delithia is almost at a point of hitting positive dodge despite wearing plate armor again. Get other people looking like they're gonna lose limbs soon. That very last Lardine's leg is looking not so good. Just for some reason, we keep managing to get so many hits on that right leg. Just every gorilla, it's just some reason that right leg is always where all the hits end up. It's not super useful. It does penalize their dodge and all that, but since they don't dodge in the first place, it doesn't really matter. It's just the amusing factor. It's like, yep, just apparently our strategy is go for the right leg. That's our entire strategy, is just keep working that right leg, and eventually we will win. Alright. Get back to patching everyone up. Yep, just doing a little bit of toughness training and all that. That's what's going on there. What's attacking us? Oh. Oh, Feeling great about that fight. Just won't worry about winning that one. They brought numbers. Start patching everyone back up again. Go. Hey, Dr. Lewin. Thank you so much for the heart meat. I do appreciate that. Does mean a lot. Yeah, and this is pretty typical Kenshi things. Oh, good. They won another round. At least this time I have more than one person up, and it's not all of them. Granted, everyone's still badly injured, so they only need like one good hit and they go down. But that's just typical Kenshi. Hey, thank you for the 24 roses. I do appreciate that over there. Does mean a lot. So thank you so much for that support. Okay, so sneak, medic, start patching everyone up. Go check on the home team as they keep making more and more food. Yeah, so running us out of agave, which is totally fine. It is what it's there for. And eventually we'll get all these mills and bread making and all that stuff sorted out. Have to wait to see that part. And once again, pick Rual up. They're missing a leg. He'll be up in a second, and we continue our journey. All right. Little by little we make it. Little by little we get stronger and stronger. I mean, all of our characters are getting a decent amount of toughness, a defense, and all that, so we are making good progress. Oh, you actually finished that. Who's gonna even work on that? I feel like that's an Agnew thing. So Agnew, you've got a new responsibility. I'm gonna add that on there, and we are going to have you prioritize that above the steel and all that for right now. And I believe the cotton is already maxed out. Yeah, it's already maxed out. Okay, cool. Because you'll need that to make your armor. Alright. Yeah, as these injuries heal, we'll be able to go a little bit faster. How are people's stats doing, by the way? We got like 75 athletics. Draconic's the one only at 22, which we're working on it. But Draconic is our newest person. Yeah, Draconic skills, you can see there's a real bad imbalance where they have 29 defense and a whole lot of no offense to speak of. Why is Delithia running way ahead? Normally that's when someone's attacked, but what's hitting you right now? Oh, I see. I understand. There's a sniper bot. Just really blends in. Apparently the goats are the enemy of the sniper bot. That works out for me. You get him, goats. You're the chosen ones. So where I mentioned goats are dangerous, this is an example of watch how fast that sniper bot is just getting melted. Because the goats really don't have much stats. They look very underwhelming, but they have like a very short attack animation, relatively speaking. And they always come in big groups, so it actually does work out that they can take down pretty dense targets pretty well. Okay, so have Lardine loot the sniper bot, giving us long bolts, which is nice. Because it means Lardine actually has a couple of bolts now to use. Alright, and everyone should be back up here in a moment. And back to our march. No, you're not actually responding yet. Saved by goats. Who would have expected? Alright. Back to the defense team. Yep, so they are grabbing the food as they need to. That's good. Wait, do I have a container for the fabric yet? I don't think I do. Oh yeah, I do. It's just not built. Why? Oh, I just didn't have much cotton. I understand. I was like, why was I not making more fabric? That's fine. Alright. Because we are slowly getting them to the point of being able to produce the plate armor and all that. So we can stop having absolute garbage plate armor and slowly get our skill level up to the point where we can make decent plate armor. Look. Stop it. I'm trying to leave you alone and move on with my life. I don't need your sass. Have to wait a minute for Reaver to get back up. Then get our way again. Alright. Yeah, so we're getting some really roughed up limbs and everything here. Kind of getting worn down. But we are in the southeast end of the map, which is where pretty much everything is awful. So just trying to get these two out, well, this group out, get some repairs, maybe recruit some people. Like, when we get those cells up, I might actually deliberately try and grab a full set of six, of the, you know, the weak thralls and all that. Okay, why are you running at full speed again? I don't see anyone having attacked you. When killing them with kindness fails to work, try a base with it. Oh yeah, the announcement for She-Wolf. Hey She-Wolf, how's it going? I was like, wait a second. Yeah, it's the introduction that She-Wolf has for the tier 2 sub. Oh, it's probably one of those aggroed and then they, you know, stopped chasing. They do that sometimes. But once we get out of this area here, we cross over into the Flat Lagoons. It's not that there's no enemies in the Flat Lagoons, but relatively speaking, the Flat Lagoons is nowhere near as bad. Yeah, so I think the plan will be, we run out of Flat Lagoons, we get Rual replacement leg, we heal up a little bit, we go to Venge real quick to top off our mechanical parts, see if we can't snag a group of like 5 or 6 weak thralls. If they're still running around after killing the Thrall Master, I think they actually go away. But, you know, try and find some skeletons to bring back to throw in some cages to reprogram them from their erratic behavior. Into helping take care of the crabs and building us armor and all that good stuff. Happy little Leviathan doing happy little Leviathan things out there in the wild, as always. Yeah, so pretty soon we'll start picking up the pace, because, very last Lardine's busted leg will get better. Then also, Draconic is gaining strength at a pretty decent rate. Since they are carrying Rual as well as all the extra armor and everything they've got. The barley farm can be upgraded. That's 5. I don't have enough. Dustberries, is that fully upgraded? It can be, but it's not been. It flashed that you were under attack for a moment. Yeah, I think that aggroed for a second, then gave up on us. Alright. Now you can upgrade that field and keep that running. You have barley on this list, right? It does not appear to be so. So that explains that issue. Just making sure, basically, that all of our fields are actually be taken care of. Okay. And that still needs to be finished being upgraded, which requires more iron plates, which we're working on. That's gonna be another thing I need to do, is I need to pick up more books and just upgrade our like really basic stuff. Iron, stone, that kind of thing. Because that's hurting us as well. Alright, we're on that home stretch. Just gotta worry about that Leviathan. It was like the OG crab that you start with. I could bring that one with the raiding party. The OG crab, I think that might have been rhetorical answer if I remember correctly. Very likely that is our OG crab. My plan is to still have the crabs involved in the raiding party and all that. It's just, instead of me bringing them everywhere kind of thing, I'm going to make it a lot less likely to be in that end. So put the armor stuff right behind the iron production and all that so we keep things moving, because otherwise, you know what, I will put the iron plates beforehand. Oh, that takes raw iron. Okay, that's curious. I mean, that's fine. Like I said, we're literally going to not really make any meaningful progress there until we get farther. So as long as they keep working out, eventually we'll get there. Yeah, now that very last Lardine's leg isn't hurt, we're making good time. Okay, and now we just need to run to town, get the replacement leg. That'll pick up our movement speed a great deal again. We'll see if there's anyone we can recruit in town worthwhile. And we'll recruit them if possible. Then from there, we'll start heading up towards Venge, get people patched up and repaired. See if we can't grab some skeletons to run back down from there. I do wonder if I could grab, like, the Skeleton Legion people and just get, like, incredibly high-power characters, like, pick on them and just throw them in cages and, you know, recruit them. The recruitment mod usually tends to be very powerful. It lets you kind of choose your people and sometimes bypass a lot of leveling, which is one reason I don't actually run it that often. But I wonder. I'm guessing the Universal Wastelanders mod doesn't have the headhunter person, because that was another alternative, is to just make it extremely costly to recruit. What does upgrading the fields do? It lets you grow more crops in the same place. So the field normally will let you have, like, say, 10 crops. You upgrade it, and then maybe it can have, like, 20 crops, and you upgrade it, then it can have, like, 30 crops. So you effectively get a lot more out of your same amount of effort. Okay, we did get the upgraded well done. One other thing that is working for us is just like our people out here are gaining skills. We actually gain skills down here for, like, cooking and laboring and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, so cooking skills going up, so that makes them faster. They're farming, which makes it so we get more produce out of it, so far as, like, less failed and all that. The laboring makes them faster at doing stuff. Gotcha, so now we're getting water again, because we weren't getting water because the well wasn't producing it fast enough. That should help a lot. Okay. If we can just run in here real fast. Make that. So you can add a headhunter to UW. It's a standalone mod as well as being in Genesis, but it's not there by default. Gotcha. I'm not too worried about grabbing it. Like, the recruitment mod is also not a base thing there. I had grabbed it for a run idea and then just forgot to turn it off. It was like, whatever, it's turned on. Because we did grab the skeleton... Oh, smuggling check. Show them your gear. Gotcha. So, apparently, and I didn't know it was a thing that could happen, apparently, even though I didn't have narcotics on me, I've been accused of that. So, the setup, what do you want from me? Smuggling a serious crime here. You can spend a long time in the cells for this. You seem like a sharp... I don't even know. But... to pay the fine, we'll call it a day. Got me. There's your 1,000. That was annoying. Apparently it was like a corrupt official or whatever who, you know, basically accused me of doing stuff I wasn't doing. And then, you know, hassled me about it. Alright. Let's make sure I actually don't have anything on here. Because, like, you know what? Maybe there's something I don't realize is illegal here. Maybe the cacao tea or whatever. Yeah, no, we don't have anything illegal on us. Alright, so our food is actually getting low. Okay, so with that, we need to go to Rual. Rual needs a left leg. So a high-quality skeleton leg, that'll at least cover our bases. Yeah, so it's going to be a high-quality skeleton leg is what Rual's going to get. There we go. We have a Thieves' Backpack. Get that for you. So we're content with that. I'm not going to bother Buying a bunch of that. Yeah, let's go to here. See if they've got that. What food do I have? Oh, you can put down Rual now. Okay. Yeah, no, Genesis was definitely like a... You are effectively required to cheese. Like, really cheese. Alright, we do have a plastic surgeon here. So let's have a talk. Alright, so let's go here and do... Q draw? I don't believe it's actually empty. That's just a bug I need to look into. It's on my list of things to do. Look. I'm pretty sure I saw people enter their names. There we go. All we have to do is click it a lot of times and eventually it figures itself out. Alright, so that's now Bentley. Now you've got you here to be renamed. And we can go Q draw. Why is it being this way? We did have multiple people enter the queue. It's not just that no one's in the queue, right? Because I know we had Ben Lee join. I saw at least one person join. It very well could. We just don't have people in the queue. Trying to see who I even saw join the queue. I guess
It's burning sun.
I guess I had like next to no one joined the queue is what happened. All right. And it's burning sun. Burn in sun. Yep. All right. So let's see if we have any drifters around here who might want to join. Mercenary Guild. I don't remember what you do. Move along, incomer. Come back when you have more than 100,000 caps. And are plan on buying a way station? Excuse me? Find the lead. It is no. That's the gambler. Looking for some muscle. Now, I'm not looking for temporary support. Okay, we've got... They stopping off at the Ashlands. Journeyed halfway through there myself, but got in trouble with the freaky pit gangs after I made my way through the beacon nest. Turned back to recoup in the sleepy old man town. No biggies, no biggies. I'll hum some tunes, squat some hunter granddads, and punch some monster bones. I'll be trained up and ready next time, just watch me. I'd like you to join me. Well, his fists don't come cheap, rookie. You want raw power, you're gonna have to pay me 9,000. Sure. Alright, I guess we're heading south. You're gonna need some dried meat for the road. You don't grow muscles on air and veggies. Oh. Okay. Look, you don't get to keep the name Chad. It's just not happening. It's just not happening. You don't get to keep the name Chad. Yeah, no, the stream streak announcements don't count. I think the redeems don't count either. So far as triggering the person has joined or whatever. All right. Yeah, K. Christ in the group. All right, so for you, you already imply that you have stats. So you have martial arts and dodge, and relatively balanced. I'm actually gonna keep you on martial arts because I don't have a martial arts person in the group. And there was another drifter here. As I could find them. At least I thought there's another drifter here. There you are. You looking to band up? Get out of town? Interested? Sure, I'm interested. 3,000? Deal. Alright. And then we can go ahead and say Q draw. And we have the Leon. Cool. And we will get you all soon enough kitted out to be ready for a proper fight. Let's run back over here. See if we can't buy you some thieves backpacks or whatever, assassin backpacks. Some of the really tiny backpacks, and then we're going to buy a bunch of food. And get on our way. Show me what you got. Do you have any little backpacks? So you got 2 small backpacks. So there you go. And there you go. And as much as I would really love... How much are the rations, by the way? Honestly, that's not terrible for what we're getting. We do actually have some food. We're not as low as I thought it was. Do we grab the books while we're here? No. We'll find plenty of books if we go elsewhere. Alright, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna buy a little bit more food just to have it on our persons. So we can go down here and grab some cubes. And that thing. Grab those. Grab a bunch of these. We're basically going to financially wipe ourselves out on food. Because I'll probably end up needing most of it anyways. We'll grab you a med kit and you a med kit. Yep, alright. So we have spent every last dime we have to our name. We got 2 new people. They're ready for training, and we're going to train them by having them go into a very hostile zone where sky lasers will murder them. It'll be fine, don't worry about it. And we got them set up for medical and all that. We've already cleared the tower. The idea with going to towers, I want to try and snag a couple of skeletons to bring with us. And I would also like to get to use the skeleton repair bed for some of our people who have had their mechanical limbs are starting to get a little bit too much wear and tear on for my liking. Yeah, they're getting to be like 20 and 30 wear and tear. We're in the area. I want some skeletons. It seems like a good time to go do that. We also got new recruits. So we're going to be picking up some athletics and all that. I'd say we want to get them fitted out with armor as well, but I have no money. I thought that screamed that's acid. I thought this is acid here. I'm also wondering why they're going this way to reach the Tower of Abuse, but that's okay. But yeah, now for stuff like Bone Dogs, to see if we can just run away from it. Oh, what weapon do they give you? What are your stats, Thalion? You don't have any. That's fine. So you're clean slate. I can give you whatever I want, and you'll be alright. Well, you'll learn to be alright. Alright. This does mean we're getting a wider and wider range of people. Oh wait, can you wear the helmets? I don't remember if... I think they can wear the normal helmets. It was hybrids and skeletons couldn't wear the normal helmets. Alright, time to eat some sky lasers with their face. It's probably fine. Okay, so we still have weak thralls running around. Good to know. I want to get to the tower first. We'll patch up there. And now we'll see who we can, how many skeletons we can snag real fast. You're not dead? What? How are you not dead? I've abandoned this place for like an in-game month. What? Okay, I mean... So the other thralls in the area are dead already. Oh, you're dying. That actually works out for me. Congratulations. You get to be one of us soon enough. So I was playing with the orbital beam targeters. I know, right? So basically, I'm trying to patch up some thralls to take advantage of the recruitment mod and just give ourselves some people who can just work the base. We don't have to like babysit them with food and everything. And we happen to have already cleared this area, so it's like, it's on the way home. Let's just grab a couple of them. I believe you can use them in the recruitment thing. Like, and I don't even need it to work fast or anything like that, just work at all. Alright, so you climb in one bed, because you got a busted up arm, that's why we're here. You get in the other one. There's just a bunch of random junk around here, that was all fine. Yeah, so that's repairing their limbs. Because all your cybernetic limbs, they have like a wear and tear damage to them. It just gets worse and worse and worse until it just like cannot get better. And the way you fix it is you get into skeleton beds. Alright. I totally forgot you actually had a bad leg that we just left with. So the downside is I'm pretty sure we can't actually, pick up this group. So that body gets to lay there and become dead. I'm honestly surprised he's not already dead. I'm guessing since we just weren't close enough that it didn't count, but the fact that it considered this site dead, even though the leader is just right here, not dead, but getting there. Ow. Go back inside for a minute. Kind of waiting because he should die any second now. Okay, I know what he needs to get down to. It's fine, we're moving on. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to find some weak thralls, beat them up, grab a couple that don't die outright. Those are tech hunters, we don't care about them right now. Yeah, so start checking out some of the sites here. We've got the inventory space, we've got the food, we got the means. So we've got a camp. How tough are you? You're actually strong. I was hoping that Rual would be able to run ahead and it'd be no big deal. Let's keep him running, see if we manage to ditch him or not. Alright, you just focus now. You're too slow to get away. Because the reason I want Rual to get away is Rual the one carrying the thrall I wanted to bring with me. I pick up Burning Sun from it, because you'll actually get up on your own. But if we go down this way, then when they turn around, Delithia can probably get you just away from that. Nope, don't rejoin that fight. Head over this way. Stop rejoining the fight. Go down this way. I don't want you to get involved. Let that play itself out. Because you didn't see all of their stats are like 50s, like they're 50-50s kind of thing. Which most, like only Rual is really a competition for them. And then Rual is the one carrying someone, so that's just a thing. Nope, please don't go up there. We'll go from the other side to stop trying to go around. I wish there was a way to just make the pathing not what it is basically what I want. I want the pathing to be something entirely different from what it is. Alright, so Lardine will go up there to help you out. You got pretty messed up. And I saw the thralls running down there, and I would have loved to fight them, but we were all split up all over the place. Okay. We have a group of the thralls on their way. Please don't laser Draconic. They deserve better. Because these are way weaker. They've got numbers, but they're way weaker at least. Please don't laser me. Yeah, so you should be able to get up and patch yourself up on your own so long as you don't get like lasered or someone else decides to attack you while you're down. I'm actually thinking Kate Chris is probably not going to be able to stay martial arts because the armor, if I remember correctly, actually directly penalizes martial arts. Yeah, -10, so you won't be able to do martial arts. That's fine. Actually, never mind. We even get a -10 in the melee attack bonus. It's fine. Medical yourself fast so you don't go down. So have that start happening. Have Delithia pick up one as well. Have Burning Sun loot them so I could throw the weapon on the ground. Then repair them. No, you're still working your way down there. You're gonna be slow. Let's not have you carry one. You've already got one. Pick up that one. Pick up this one. Because they'll also train our strength as we go, so even if they don't, like, actually I'm not too worried if some of them don't survive along the way. I'm gonna patch up a few just to make sure at least a few get over there. But I honestly don't mind if we lose a couple. Still working on your way down here? Yeah, that messed up leg is... There you go. Okay, so they are repairing the prisoners themselves. Okay. It's gonna be interesting trying to carry carrying all these bodies. Yeah, and I'm too worried about it. Like, the big thing is actually Draconic's hurt leg is kind of the big thing. Alright, so instead of worrying about that now, we're just going to go ahead and beeline straight over towards Arc. Change it back so we all move at the same speed. But basically, this is going to be our new workforce for back home. That's the plan. It'll take a little bit to get them up and running, but that's okay. They live forever. So they have their entire existence to get better at working for me. Alright, so you are starting to get through all this. You did the... Oh, you're still growing, aren't you? That makes sense. And the rye straw is full at the moment. That's going to stay that way until these get done down here. Alright, so this'll help a lot. So we got 2 new people for our raiding team. And then we got what's probably going to be a couple new people for our home team. That's fine. So the Sky Laser should go away soon, and pretty soon Draconic's leg is going to be repaired enough that we won't have all those movement speed penalties. Because right now we're moving at 2 miles per hour because Draconic's leg is pretty much disastrously ruined. Yeah, minus 100% movement speed due to leg injury. So that should jump up a decent amount to like 5, 6, 7, 8 miles per hour as soon as that leg heals up. But my hope is to get just this many people all at once joining us, because this many all at once will just be really easy for us to continue making stuff happen. Yeah, so leg injury percent should just slowly go away now as we recover, and we'll pick up more and more speed. But this also means literally everyone here is training strength. Which is a stat we need for all this plate armor. You're up to 3 miles an hour. The live Leviathan in Venge? Okay. I mean, that's fine. I'm just not used to seeing them in here. A lot of my playthroughs, I spend a lot of time in Venge. Either fighting to take out the Thrall Masters or to take advantage of the Sky Lasers to wear people down. Alright. Because with this, I can have someone who's like their only job is to just forever make iron plate. Like they just farm the iron material constantly. So I can have, you know, one person just work on the smithing, another one work on getting the iron there. Yeah, we're moving slow enough. It's hitting daytime again, so lasers are turning back on. It's fine. We're well over halfway across the zone. What are you? A false scorpion. I mean, it basically looks like a crab. Pretty sure it's just a crab pretending. Is there a way to set it so that your character automatically goes to the base when this pack is full for mining? So, sort of. What you can do is you can put a container for storage kind of thing there. And when you have like the container, like say you have like a container that's for copper. As long as your copper node is close enough to where you've gone and put like the copper storage, when the copper thing fills up, they'll grab it and they'll run it back. So it's not specifically that their bag is full, so much as the node they are mining from gets full, that they'll go back and forth, because then they'll take it to storage, they'll drop it off, and they'll run back out to start mining again. but you have to have a storage building to do it. Another thing you can do is have whatever building would process that material. So for like copper, I mean, actually copper's one that's way later on in the process. It's like copper plate or whatever that you need. That's a higher tech thing. But like iron to iron plate, you can also just try and deal with that. What is out in the distance in a really large number? Oh, it's a skeleton caravan. Okay, that's cool. Let's just not get in this fight if we can help it. We also got beak things out there. Alright. But yeah, it's storage is usually the way you deal with it. So like if you're trying to do the thing where you grind copper to make a bunch of money, one of the strategies that people do to make that less you having to manage it yourself, is just have your character where you buy one of the houses in town, you get just enough materials to buy the copper storage in that building, and then you just queue up for your people to mine the copper and to store it. And so they'll just run, they'll mine like 5 pieces, they'll come back, they'll drop it off, and you do that till it's basically full. And they just do like 2 quick trips to the store right there, and repeat the process. So I especially want to avoid the thugs right now, because one, our characters are in plate mail, we literally have 0 stealth. we physically cannot stealth. We're also carrying a bunch of bodies, so we're definitely not running from anything. And there's on top of that, there's big hecking sky lasers. So we really just aren't in a situation we want to fight if we can help it. Because if we drop these people, they're gonna, like the robots are gonna get back up and go back to fighting us. All hail the sky lasers. Hey man, if it makes them stop shooting at me, I'm willing. No big things. Bad big things. Yeah, this will probably be a reload because big things will eat our people when they go down. Oh, is there a nest there? No, there's a crab nest. There's just like 10 beak things here. Alright, well. Okay. I'm glad I just quick saved like 2 seconds before we ran into the army of beak things that were in the middle of that. Yeah, no, that was definitely a reload situation. With like 10 beak things against like less than 10 people, they were just all gonna get eaten. Yeah, so there's 2 full groups of beak things over there. Oh, there is a nest down there. Oh, wait, no, there's beak things up there too. Let's get away from this nest post haste. Venge seems like a lovely place. Let's just go to Venge. I understand why the unwanted zone is unwanted. And for the record, that is nothing like when you go to Gut. Gut is one of those places you go, it's like, I hear there's a lot of beak things in here. Surely people exaggerate. And then you get there, you're like, nope, they didn't exaggerate. That is a lot of beak things. That is a lot of beak things. Why are there so many beak things? Would the beak thing stop being the thing that just run up and maul you to death in seconds? Well, that's not what you want. I'm again kind of just hoping. Oh, you lost a leg. I really don't want to have to fight my way through everything down here, because we just can't. That's the reason why we're trying to take these people. There's just not a safe route anywhere in the southeast. Like, don't get me wrong, the whole Kenshi map is a rough place. But the southeast part of the map, everything is awful. But that's Kenshi. The game you save, scum. We can't sneak into it, I think, because we're in plate armor. Trying to keep an eye out for those skeleton bandits. Because we're only skirting the edge of their territory. There's a good chance we can just sneak through this, like, pass over here. We can get out of skeleton bandit territory real quick. Not have too much you gotta worry about. Alright, so you are faster than me, but you are alone. So we'll hope to just win it through numbers. I put Kate Chris up block, and then the land bat was just like, I don't understand. AI just said, nah, I'm okay. So I put him on block so he get extra defense, so that if the land bat stayed on him, it was less likely to go down. There you go, you figured it out. It took you to the point you were just about dead, but you did eventually get there. Yeah, I can bring that for the crabs to eat. Cool. So no one went down, so we didn't lose any of that. The downside is they about destroyed K. Chris's leg. So, would you just not? All right. Yeah, by putting K-Christ on the defense, that'll keep K-Christ out of the fight for a lot of it. That's fine. Which does help a great deal to prevent the same people getting hurt too much. Let's see, if they were in the cards when your team gets good enough to fight beak things, you could just go hunt the border of gut and get crab food. Yeah, the only downside with it is it means I have to loot every single corpse. And generally that's one of those things that as the run goes on, you end up wanting to deal with that less and less and less. Because you start to realize that 90% of stuff is like picking up breadcrumbs or picking up junk stuff, hoping to find like the one good weapon in a group of enemies and all that. That's the reason why there are mods that are like literally mods that just say, please loot everything automatically. And some of those get super overpowered, and most of them cause tons and tons of lag on your game and all that. But they're still out there because you'll be like, I want all the medical, I just don't want to have to manually go through each and every body one by one for all the medical. Which usually, like you can see with this, I've gotten to the point I'm not looting the bodies nearly as much. Alright, we're crossing over, because we're going to get a look at who has control of the way station on the way to the Ark. And then from the Ark, we'll start working our way directly to the outpost, and that should be good. How am I doing on time? Doing alright. Yep, and we're picking up the speed now that K-Chris' leg is getting better. So little by little, we're picking up that speed, and that'll be good. Same thing here, where we're also gaining strength gradually. That'll help a whole lot. All right. Yep, so up to 10 miles per hour. Like every couple of seconds that we're like running here, because we're getting that little bit of strength, and little bit of athletics. The speed's picking back up. We'll probably get it to like the teens and all that in not too long. Alright, so who has control of the way station right now? Oh. I don't think anyone has control of that way station. Alright, there's some goodies here. Grab the skeleton repair kits. Nothing amazing, but a little science. Ledge. Tech hunters dead. Alright, since we've already wiped out the Reavers here, there's both friendly and hostiles in this area, so it's not as bad as it used to be. Yeah, so we're definitely trying to invest some effort into getting our home-based stuff secure, get them producing actual quality armor versus the garbage we've been wearing. It's got Bone Jackals and Skeleton Legion. Neither of those do I particularly want to deal with right this second. I've lost sight of the Bone Jackals entirely. Skeleton Legion is now turning back towards us, so let's just keep going up and around this mountain. The Skeleton Legion is one of the strongest types of enemies in this area. They usually sit around like 50s to 70s in stats. They're the ones if I was trying to like just cheese and like beeline. I don't know if you can recruit Skeleton Legion, but if you can, I would capture them and just get units that are, like, literally I could grab one of them and just have a unit that's stronger than what I currently have in my entire group. Versus the, I don't feel as bad about capturing the... Trying to click on a weak thrall. Yeah, weak thrall, like, they're 9-14 or so. They're a little bit stronger than, like, the random person I can find. But they're not as strong as a lot of the named people that you can recruit, so I don't feel too bad about it. Alright. And how are we doing making time? We're up to 11 miles per hour. is trying to remember with your stats and dodge. I know near hits, fighting unarmed, getting hit while stumbling. Right, it was the fighting unarmed will give you dodge. So even if you are wearing plate, if you go unarmed, you'll get dodge. That's right, because it used to be, if you ever want a way to train, like with a skeleton, you want a way to, like, cheesy train dodge, lay down in a skeleton bed near an enemy so they start hitting you while you're laying in the skeleton bed. The skeleton bed will slowly heal you, and then you can just... No, don't do that. Okay, we're going almost the same speed. Okay, yeah, we're fine. But they'll hit you while in the bed until you fall unconscious, and then they'll stop. The skeleton bed will repair you so you don't die, and then you'll wake back up. They'll hit you a bunch, and you will get a whole bunch of different things. Stop moving, please. Defend yourselves. I don't feel great about this, because they do have way higher stats than most of my people. Something got messed up and everyone was swinging, but no one is actually taking damage despite not blocking or anything. And the big problem is I can't... If any of my people get knocked down, then the weak thrall will just run off, because they're all in good shape. We patched them up before we left, because otherwise they would have died during the trip. Is anyone in real bad shape? You are. So you're gonna go on block. You got knocked out and the weak thrall ran away. That's okay. One weak thrall running away, I can deal with. As long as I get like 5. If we lose more than 5, then I'm gonna be annoyed and we'll reload. Because it is a big trip. Because both of them are getting messed up, but none of them are getting, like, any other core... Well, I mean, actually, you're pretty bad. I was gonna say, this person down here has got tons of injury, but it's almost all on that arm. That's if you knock someone's arm off, usually they pass out pretty fast. Alright. Yeah, and you'll need to be patched up and carried. Which will pose the problem of, then I gotta put down another thrall because everyone's carrying someone. That's fine, though. Alright, and they're down for the moment. So how long are you going to be down for? A while. Okay, so Since you're the one most likely to drop someone, put down your thrall, get it out of here. You can't have your weapon. Go pick them up. Just wait a second in case it gets back up and immediately attacks me so we don't get hit from behind. But should just run off. Okay. Because it's like, where am I? What's going on? I don't want to be here. Look, go away. Alright, back to the shore. Yeah, it's fine. So we still have 5 thralls that we're bringing with us. 5 new recruits is plenty. Actually, no, we have 6. Try and run by while they're busy. Be able to get through here before anyone has a chance to respond. I don't see what hit you. It might have been just like one legionnaire with a crossbow like popped a shot off. We even got hit. I think Rual got hit for like 1 hit point just because of his plate armor. But it's enough that he took off running because, you know, he had been attacked. Alright. A bunch of crab nests in the area. They're in friendly territory. So let's see if I just click over here, will they actually go? A lot of times they won't. Nope. Alright, so I gotta baby it, which means clicking a little ways into the ocean. Yeah, I think in future runs, I would not build on an island. Just because the pathing where they're like, too much water, not doing it. And you can still make them do it, you just have to do it like increments. But it's fine. We're not in a huge rush because they haven't finished the cages yet. They are working on it. That's got way too many stuff queued up for them to build. Oh, add these to Sad Neil's list. Okay, you did get that there. Cool, because these are all... Yeah, those are iron plates as well. Where are you going? Alright, they're on their way. You're under attack? By what? Oh, there was beak things in the water. They didn't get a hit in. They just aggroed. Now because we're in water and you can't fight in water, they're all just standing around staring at each other. I understand. Okay, so I want to keep Enoch on the food. We have all the crabs chilling, getting their food. That's fine. Just camp out with your snacks. So you need electrical components to actually build that. That's not happening anytime soon. You need building material, that's fine. You need building material, that's fine. An Empire assault is heading towards your outpost. Okay. We've been way overdue for that. That's why we kept the crab army back home, to help with that type of situation. The only problem I have right now is the prisoners. So I'm not going to actually build anything on this bench, so let's dismantle that one right now. Oh no, because we might get stuff later. Alright, let's leave it alone. Leave it alone. I need Agnew to keep working on that. What we're going to do with all of you is we're going to say, mine. Make iron plates. Everyone's job is to mine and make iron plates for the time being. You're back awake. And just the same, mine, make iron plates. That's what everyone is doing while we wait for the Empire to show up. Just to try and speed things up. I think... Does it tell me what type of attack? Just Empire Assault. So I know the crabs can do the most of the damage. Yes, we've got 3 on that. We got 3 on this. They're just doing what they can to support as best they can. Right. That's fine. Can I pause construction on you? Pause construction on you. Pause construction on you. So I'm pausing construction on just about all these things I could find that are waiting for iron. In hopes of getting a couple of these cages up before this attack arrives. I don't think we will, but we're trying for it. Yeah, because it's 5 each. Oh, right, they're going to go really slow in the water. They'll actually buy me some time. So that actually might not be that bad. We probably won't get them all up, but if I manage to get them in their cages first, that'll be pretty good. Agnew managed to beat Ionek to that one. Yes, the crab army will be ready to fight. We don't have our defenses built, that's what it is. Yeah, been a while since the crabs got some action. Yep, and this is literally what we're keeping them around for. Is when the fight needs to start, that's why the crabs are here. That said, this is like the big fight that we run into with the Empire. Not like, it's not actually the biggest fight the Empire can throw at you. But of the factions we fight, the Empire is the one that's the worst for us. They're very well armored. They're very high stats. And that armor does a pretty good number at getting past, like, making the crabs not do much damage. And then on top of all that, they like to use pole arms, which are the weakness of the crabs. So it is the whole thing. The crab army must grow as soon as we figure out where to get food. Yeah, the UC Samurai are really strong. Yeah, for like just the base cities, they're one of the strongest ones. Or base factions. There's certainly individual enemies like, you know, Skeleton Legion that are rough. The Holy Nation can be pretty rough. So the question is, Do I take all of our people who are carrying the thralls and have them stay out of the fight? Means my main human fighting force stays out of it entirely and leave everyone else to fight? Or do we just... I mean, I feel like we do retreat them. Because I don't want to have to go all the way back over there to pick up people again. Actually, I'll take that back. These two can just stay in the fight because they don't have prisoners on their shoulders anymore. So each one we can manage to get the prisoners off their shoulder before this arrives, the better. Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea for me to have, like, Agnew, Sadneil, and, Unit grab some of them and go. The problem is I have to put them down and pick them up real quick, or they'll run off. Occasionally we're losing one of the iron plates to stuff, but that's okay. You're gonna be here not long. Yeah, that's... Like, they can pass them. It's just they have to put it down first. Build it real quick. Let's see, the skeleton seems silent. Its eyes are dim, and it shows no sign of recognition. You hear a buzz, click, whir, and a beep. Before a panel seamlessly opens a channel, revealing the following three options. A bunch of stuff. Common English. The language is selected. Enter the access code. 60. Incomplete code resetting. So basically, there is a dialogue chain you can go through to get them to recruit, but they don't just give it to you. You gotta figure it out, or you just look up a guide on it or whatever. Where did they go? So they're over there still. They'll be here soon. We're definitely not getting another person out of there, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is you, 5, stop what you're doing, run down here. When you run down here, you are on hold and passive. Everyone else is staying to fight. Seriously? We can grab this team. Grab Rual and you two. All of you, stop working your jobs. Over here. We're going to meet them at the shore and just engage immediately. We're not going to wait. Because he might be able to abuse the fact that they can't fight in water. Oh, neither of us can fight in water. I'm not going to be there in time. Where are you going? Oh, do I have a tiny gap in my wall? I do have a tiny gap in my wall. You're not gonna be there in time, I don't think. Okay, so let's kick this off. Rhetorical is going to aggro that. Because they should be far enough out of it, they won't get spotted. They're curving in, so we can fight them as two separate groups, and that probably work out. We'll see how it goes. You're noticing there's tons and tons of red numbers. Oh, did it not be just Rhetorical? It's all of them are mashing one person? That's not good, but we're already that far into it, so it's whatever. Okay, just do your best. They're getting out of here. Stop chasing that one. He's got no arms. He's no longer a threat. So it feels like the crabs are doing great. Because I'm seeing lots of blood. And I'm not seeing that many samurai fighting back. Did you just straight up swim away? You're just like, ah, nah, I don't want it. Yeah, so I have to change the wall back here. Okay, start medicaling everyone up. That actually went perfectly fine. So honestly, you all just start getting back over here. Feel free to get involved where you can. Okay, stop chasing the one with the busted arms. It's doing you no good. Meanwhile, we can go to this group. You can start checking some of these bodies for bandages and all that. All right. So yeah, so the crabs absolutely demolished that raid. They haven't officially given up on the raid, I don't think, yet. Yeah, so they're still technically having attacked us. But I'm pretty sure they're not getting back up. Like, properly getting back up. We very heavily defeated them. All right. Where are you all going? Yeah, so we're just chasing this guy around who's got no arms. Oh, you're all going for food? That's fine. Alright, you're all still set to passive and hold. Keep them running over here just so we don't lose the thralls. Do we have someone who's using... Oh, that's a katana class? Interesting. We had someone who was using katanas. Oh, no, I think it's the one that's staying behind. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright, so for right now, you can all run back over here. Wait, what's the deal? Oh, no one picked you up? Alright. So is it Bentley is the one who's got that? Yeah, so Bentley has the crossbow. Yeah, and they're all getting food because they're hungry. Alright, so everyone is back in business. So jobs, put everyone back in their things. And then for these 5, you're no longer on passive and hold. So you can go ahead and get those cages built up real fast and start getting everyone put in them. Hey JD, how's it going? Yeah, and you should get up on your own and be good to go. It'll take a little while because you'll be a recovery coma. Meanwhile, we can grab the crab group. And just move them so they're not... Actually, can move the crab group to stand over here. Just get them out of the way for a minute. Ball's looking good? Yeah, we're making progress. We just had to deflect a an Empire raid, which, you know, it gave the crabs some much-needed exercise. They've been getting a little lethargic lately. Feeling just really left out. No taking your people home, sorry. You attacked me. You chose this fate. And right now I'm trying to get the cages built. So we can start trying to get everyone in order. Alright, so next attempt at the dialogue. We'll see if we can't figure it out. Was there any acknowledgement yet that the raid was defeated? Yes, we got it a moment ago. It's basically when enough of them are marked as dead or dying. Did you rearm yourself? You sneaky. I had the weapon too close to its cage, so it rearmed itself. Alright, Alright, so we're working real hard to get the cages online, because we still have four more thralls we're carrying around all that. And deal with that. You should be back up momentarily. That's fine. So who's going to... Alright. We'll end up when we get one of the thralls over, we'll have a thrall that's like dedicated, like engineer kind of thing as their primary role. So that way Ian and I can focus on the crops more. Okay. Alright, so Common English. And we tried 60 last time and it didn't work. We don't have that option this time. We'll say red. The skeleton fingers twitches, so red worked. Yellow. So we went red, yellow, autumn. Incorrect code, resetting. Well, dang it. So we got red, yellow. And then we got a fail condition. Versus when we said 60 the first time, it instantly failed. Common English. It's a different option. Blue. Yellow. 96. Nope. Common English. Green. Oh. Gray? Nope. So it has a couple different dialogue patterns to go through. I'll figure it out eventually. Common English, green, brown, Z. Book. Leg. Nope. The people who made this mod definitely trolled a little bit with that whole thing. At least it's letting me try a lot really fast. So common, blue, brown. Nope. I think it's probably like first or, you know, like what position they are in, as opposed to like the actual dialogue. Common English, blue, beige, 33. No, it's 96. And you don't have a weapon. Common English, blue, yellow, 96. Nope. I should probably record the results and figure that out there. Green, yellow, 74. No. Blue, brown, 109. Green, beige. I feel like I'm just repeating myself, that I've got myself in a pattern that's just not right. Blue, yellow, 96. I thought that was the right one. Okay. Blue, yellow. Blue, brown. The 96 is the third option on this one, and is still wrong. So it's basically a dialogue tree that there is some RNG on what results you get. If it's position-based, your third option is consistently landing on the last one. Yeah, so it's red, yellow, A, okay. House. I. Alright. Put your prisoner in there. Yes, let's go. So first, third, second, first, fourth. Okay, so first, third, second, fourth. I lost track of where we're at with that. First. Nope. So it does seem like it might be position based. So common edge first, third, second, fourth. That's what I wrote down. That's not apparently correct. First, that clicked too many times. Bad input on that one. Alright, combination first, third, second, and I said fourth. I think it was first. Okay. So it's first for that one. And then I think it might have been fourth. Okay, it does seem to be working. And I think I tried first in this one, so I'll try fourth. Okay, so fourth again. I'll try second. Okay, so it's not second. This is absurd. So, first, third, second, first, fourth, fourth, first. Okay. And third. Nope. So first, third, second, first, fourth, fourth, first, second. Okay. Nope. I hadn't even been paying attention to the dialogue they're giving. Okay, so common English, we choose it. It says, language selected, enter the access sequence. Skeleton's finger twitches. Beep beep. Whir. Zzzt. The skeleton eye gives off a brief flash. Boop. Bit bit beep. The skeleton shudder and jerks in place. Second. Nope. So 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. Oh my god, how long is this sequence? 1. Nope. I'm hoping they didn't get clever and make it loop on itself. So far, I haven't seen a pattern. So 1, as in like, outside of this. 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2. Nope. This is a little excessive. Yeah, it's one of those things that people have sat there just like, here's the combination, just do it. Which it's funny, because the other characters, you know, instead of having just random gibberish, you actually have dialogue, so it's like, with the Holy Nation, you kind of break down their views on the world kind of thing. That kind of thing. So at least there's something that makes sense. Versus this is like very arbitrarily just start yelling stuff at it, and eventually it's like, okay, you managed to unlock me. 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4, 4. It says beep beep, select reset mode. I don't know why that one's blue, so I can click it. It says ROR, English file not found, Jiko Katsui. Jiko Katsui mode selected. The skeleton gives a soft hum of life. I'm me? I'm me again? Me, I'm back? Oh, it was so dark for so long. There were paladins, and then a workshop. They must have been mechanists. They were going around in my head, rooting about. I wasn't even me. I thank you. You brought me back from a never-ending hell. I am me, but I owe my life to you. Yay! We finally got it. All right. So, you draw. And it's time to get a bunch of people who can work at home. So, Captain Insanity. Confirm. Let them out. All right. And so with that, you are going to be switching squads to the home team, because your new job at the home team is you mine. And you do that. That's what you do here. Oh, let's put the medical and all that first. And we'll be taking the other people off that responsibility soon enough. Alright, so let's go talk to the next one. Okay, so 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 3. That's the wrong one. It's such a long combination. Why is it so long? Okay, Common English. 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. There you go. All right. And then we can go Q draw. And that gives Donkey Duff can be one of our people. And we'll let them out. And we'll switch their squad. So this is our recruitment strategy for just getting over here. So you're an engineer now. That's what you do. You engineer, and when there's nothing left to engineer, you get the stone stuff happening. Alright. And you should be able to put that person in the cage there, and you should be able to put that person in the cage there, and that'll be the last of our prisoners. Alright, so once we get these people all recruited, that's when we'll do the vote for the game switch. Normally I would have done it by now, but I was in the middle of like deciphering that whole mess. This also means I can go to all this stuff that I paused, and I can unpause it, because I will absolutely forget that I paused that stuff. And then I'll get annoyed being like, why is nothing getting done? And then realize it's because I told it to stop. So I think it was just those as the only outstanding things. Alright. Common English. 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. Cool. This means you have JD2 be 0. Let you out. Switch your squads. Set that. All right, what the heck are you gonna do here? You'll make steel. When you can't make steel, you do iron. Make sure they're actually unarmed or I can't talk to them. All right. Yeah, and once there's... Like, right now, we just have the bottleneck of all the iron and all that, so a lot of them are just going to stand around. I'm actually okay with them standing around in the short term. All right. Common English. Only 2 more times we gotta do this. 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. Okay. And we can go here and draw again. Okay, we got Abe. I'm gonna have such problems doing it. Let's see, Abe Zelinsky. That's what I'm gonna go with. I have no idea how he pronounced that. Set free. Go to our squad again. Shift you down. So home team is definitely building up in a big way. Medical rescue. And you're gonna help with farming. And we'll see where we go from there. So 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. All right. We got Darstrider. Let them out. Go to our squads and shift them down the secondary squad. I'm gonna have you help with the cooking, I think. Yep, so you'll help with the cooking, but you'll do them in the reverse priority that Sad Neil does them. And if all of that... Oh. All that's not, you know, available, you can help with the iron stuff. What's wrong with the portraits? Good old Kenshi Jank. Yeah, it's just Kenshi Jank. When you move them, oh, these ones, it's because they're actually, if we look at them, they actually don't have a head. So like you even look at their thing, they don't have a head piece on their body. And it's just because of the skeletons they were. So it is a portrait of something with no head. That's mod jank actually, more than Kenshi jank. 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. All right. And Q draw. Is it actually empty, or is that just the bot being weird? I'm guessing it's actually empty. We got one more person name. If someone wants to get their name in the hat, we can do that real fast. You'll do something at base. I have no idea what it's going to be yet. There we go. One more person. 2 more people. We'll actually see who ends up getting it. And Usei. Alright, we let you out. And go medical rescue. And I think what you're going to do is you'll prioritize mining what's available, when not do stone, when not do these. And we'll keep it at that. Alright, so with that, this team is being unassigned from working on stuff around this base. They're bad at it, and they were just helping out because stuff wasn't getting done. But now I have a whole committed party who their entire job is just to deal with stuff around base. We've got enough people now that they should be able to maintain stuff here, build it up and all that. If we do end up starting getting ridiculous raids, I might still have to add more people to, like, man harpoons or whatever. But for the time being... Oh, Usei is... Yeah, you stay here. You need to move to this squad. There you go. You heard crab. You don't think they're crab? Yeah, no, I got the crab group. The problem is the crabs have been eating us out of house and home, and that's the reason why we put the commitment into actually fixing the home base up. Because it was very genuinely becoming a real problem that I was having to run from town to town and just buy up all the food they had. And it wasn't even about the money. Like, certain the money is a factor. Oh my god, you probably dropped all your food on the shelves, didn't you? Okay, that's fine. I just need to go retrieve it is all. But yeah, it was just one of those things of just getting way out of hand with the amount of food we were eating that I couldn't really do much to manage it by just running around and doing that. So crabs have been permitted to take some time off and hang out over here at the base as like its main defenders, and then everyone else is doing time over here helping out, just like making food the priority. The plan still is that whenever I go to hit like an actual proper target, the crabs will follow. And so for the moment I'm just trying to stock up on food. And then once we do that, I will put up the poll. Actually, I'll get the poll going now. But we'll get ready to do the game switch, because that's just something we do on the channel. That halfway through stream, I do usually do a switch. So what are we playing now? And for those who missed at the beginning, we're probably going to, like, we are doing RimWorld only about once a week. So we did it yesterday. But the whole tile challenge is not going to get finished. And the reason it's not going to get finished is Tynan teased that the new RimWorld DLC is coming out soon. They didn't give a date or anything like that, but usually by the time Tynan starts doing like the teasers for it, it's usually only like 3 weeks out. So that does mean I'm just not going to have the time to finish that before the DLC drops. So RimWorld has decided I don't get to finish RimWorld. All right. So let's go to our polls and just see what we had for our game choices. So we'll go ahead and say Farming Simulator 22 will be an option that we can have. Expeditions can be an option. That's the Mud Runner game. What else do we have? Let's also like look at the game list on Steam. Oh, Enshrouded I said I was gonna put on there, so Enshrouded I will put on the list. Is there anything over here I want to go ahead and do? And for the for those who also missed the multiplayer, the Product Zomboid server, it's running fine. I've accidentally locked myself out. I had to put in a support ticket for it, so I physically cannot play on the server at the moment. Hopefully they get that resolved for tomorrow so I can play, you know, every other day like I said I was going to. Obviously, if I can't get on the server, that'll be a thing that prevents that. Let's see what else we want to go ahead and put on the roster. Just add the DLC mid-run. I don't even know if you can do that. I've never tried to do that, but that's definitely asking for things to crash, because especially all the, like, for the records who haven't been with the when I mod updates on RimWorld, usually every other one of your mods are gonna break when the DLC first drops, and then you'll have to like circle back and deal with it. Some DLC will actually get themselves sorted out right away, and other ones, there are some that will not actually get updated. Let's see. What's going on here? Wait, so you can't play Zomboid? Wait, so you can't play Zomboid just because you can't play Zomboid? I know, right? And for the record, I can play Zomboid by myself. I can play multiplayer. I just cannot play Zomboid on the server. When you left Project Zomboid last night, the radio said tropical storm in 3 days. Gotcha. So realistically, that tropical storm is already come and gone. Trying to figure out what I want to put for like the last 2 games on there. That's always the one, is I always struggle with like, what do I want for my last 2 games? Or like the last game on the list. Because I got a couple of good ones on there. I'm not putting Nightingale on there at the moment just because I don't own Nightingale and I don't have to like buy it and download it during stream and all that. And I mentioned at the beginning of stream, I might be able to get my hands on a Pacific Drive key. Otherwise, I'd put that on there and buy it. So I'm gonna wait to see what the response is with the key thing. The Tribe Must Survive. I can put that on here because that was a fun one we played. It's early access, but it's a good one. And I need one more game on the list. I do have a bunch of stuff that's coming up, but not right now. I don't think we do Software Inc. right now. Not Captain of Industries. Not Timberborn. Timberborn's a good time, but I don't think I want to do that right this second. We already did Little Guardsman. I'll put the Universe Sim on there. The Universe Sim. Okay. So we got the poll going on there. Yeah, RimWorld, well, RimWorld is a... RimWorld so I can finish it? Oh no, that's the thing, Sentient Cookie. Even, like, unless I full-on binge RimWorld, we're not gonna finish it. Unless we die. And so one of the things with that is I don't... Very, very really, I've been getting a lot of feedback about people saying, hey, like... We love RimWorld, but also we're pretty burned out on RimWorld. So very genuinely, I am deliberately playing less RimWorld, especially with the DLC coming out. We know we're going to play a lot of RimWorld when the DLC comes out. So I would rather this time we have, you know, a bit less RimWorld right now. Because I know I'm going to be doing a bunch soon. So I don't want people to already be kind of spent and burnt on it for when it comes out. Okay. So meanwhile, to go through what we've got on the list, we've got Farming Sim 22. I've been doing the Survivor Man Challenge in there, where we started $0, a chainsaw and a dream. We got a really giant harvester finally, much bigger than we intended. Thank you to follow. Welcome to stream. So if we get that chosen, we'll do that. We've got Expeditions, which is the new Mud Runner game. So instead of where you have Snow Runner, where you drag trucks behind you everywhere, it's the same general mechanics with a bit extra, but it's a lot more of the stuff where you have to like navigate hard to navigate paths versus dragging stuff around with you. They do have some of that dragging stuff around with you, but it's a lot a lot more Galaxy Sim. Oh no, I have no intentions for Twitch integration stuff. If one of those games supports Twitch integration, it's not something that crossed my mind. People usually understand that I only do Twitch integration as like a special one-off kind of thing, as like a reward for like subathon, streamathon, hitting milestones, whatever. Because I find, generally speaking, Twitch integration anything to be way too chaotic and frenetic to really enjoy long term. If we do Enshrouded, I only played it very briefly when it first came out, when it was a bit too crowded for me to play on a real level. This would be a fresh start. We'd give it a go, figure it out. The Tribe Must Survive is a settlement building game that kind of gives you vibes of like Frostpunk meets Don't Starve, in the sense that during the day everything is relatively fine, and when you go at night, the night is murdery. Don't be in the darkness. And then it kind of goes through a bunch of like different disasters. We got pretty far in it. We got to what I'm assuming was the final event, and then they had like the final event reveal, and got wrecked. Just thoroughly got wrecked. Look at FG's VOD on the VOD on game. I don't know what you're talking about. FG's VOD. Are you talking about Universe Sim when you say Galaxy Sim? Because there's no such thing as Galaxy Sim that I'm aware of. Like, just use the exact name so I know what the heck you're talking about. And then the Universe Sim, I have not played before, so I don't know anything about it. So the last thing I'm doing is taking a game that I've never played before, that I know anything about it, and either running a bunch of mods or Twitch integration or any of those things. Unless the Twitch integration is just, it names people or something like that. Or, like, Twitch integration is literally the point of the game, like Call to the Lamb. But yeah, this might surprise you. I actually don't have the time to jump into everyone's VODs to start figuring it all out. But, with all that said. But yeah, so the poll's up. If you do not see the poll, refresh your browser, do all that kind of stuff. In the meantime, I'm just going to go ahead and keep getting all of the food stashed in our inventories. For our away team, as that poll goes through. Looks like right now it's a split between the Tribe Must Survive and Universe Sim with 4 votes each. And Shroud Expeditions have 2 votes each, and no love for Farm Sim. Oh, right, you actually do have research I need to drop off. I forgot about that. I forgot we had like 2 pieces of research we found while we were out and about. Yeah, because I'm just getting everyone squared away so that when we pop back in, we'll be in good order. Yeah, so we're loading up on food. Oh, I forgot, I actually got a set of bolts for you, which is nice. You're getting low on bolts. Alright, that's just like the... Oh, Universe Sim did win. Okay, I'll get Universe Sim going here in just a minute. And for those who are like, but I just wanted Kenshi. Like, why are you switching games, streamer? Why do you hate it? My beep tattoo, I just got it touched up. Like, I live and breathe the beep. I don't understand. Don't worry, Kenshi will be back. It's just a normal thing that I do on the channel, that I do stream one game for half of the stream, and then I usually will stream another game for the second half. Sometimes we do play one game throughout the entire stream. Not usually. That's more the exception. I don't know what you sent, Strider, with a bunch of asterisks, but it doesn't help anything. A beep tattoo is valid. We love beep. I've actually seen some pretty good beep tattoos posted online. But yeah, so it is the thing that Kenshi will be back. Don't worry about that. But just to keep things fresh for both me and the audience, I do switch games about halfway through stream, pretty much every day. There's a rare exception where I switch early because either a run comes to an abrupt end because we all die or whatever in a game that's relevant, or like I'm just like really jiving and kind of, it was just a bunch of asterisks. Gotcha. But or it's something like RimWorld and our colony dies and we do that, or we win the game, or like, okay, we did the thing. Like, sometimes it'll end early, or if, like, for example, in RimWorld, where we're in the progress of launching the ship, and it came to the halfway point, it's like, yeah, we're just riding it out, let's just finish this. Sometimes we go longer, but that's more the exception than the norm. So with that, we are going to go ahead and save our, we're going to back up our save now. And we're going to be getting this out of here. And it was Universe Sim that one, correct? I'm not losing my mind? Yeah, Universe Sim 1. Gotcha. And if you're like, but I didn't want that one. I wanted the other one. I didn't vote for it. Like, I didn't vote at all. Like, why are you switching games? Well, if you didn't vote for it, you get no say in what happens. That's just the way it works. So if you're unhappy with what you got and you didn't vote, that's on you. Okay, so we're going ahead and end things on TikTok and YouTube because those don't allow me to switch categories. And on Twitch, we're going to switch games. And I will see those other platforms in a minute. But we are switching.